Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another Jackson Hole High School sports broadcast. We are live in Driggs, Idaho at Teton High School, awaiting the start of the Bronx Timberwolves. And we're going to do boys, girls, only not in that in that order. It's weird. We're going to flip the script. We'll tell you why in a minute. That the boys will be first. Halftime 6. Girls should get it going at 7:30. First, we'll tell you that all the action tonight is brought to you by Young Life of Jackson Hole, where they're all about teenagers. Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store, the McPeak Group, Jackson Hole premier real estate team at Sotheby's International Realty, the town square inns of Jackson Hole, including the Antler and Elk Country and Cowboy Village Resort and 49er Inn and Suites. Big O Tires, a reputation you can ride on. Find them at the Target Plaza. And Great Northern Coffee. Their old world style makes all the difference. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols alongside Liam McPeak, Kimmy K, and we're ready to get rocking. JV's out there doing their thing. Liam's alerted us to the fact that this JV Bronx team is for real. It looks like it. They're taking apart the T-Wolves.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I walked in here, I did not expect for them to be leading away.
Yeah, I love it. 47-32. That's the JV game, which you can sort of see in the background. Let's talk about first why we're going to flip it and do boys first. I mean, two reasons. The main one is the girls, the Timberwolf team, the Lady Timberwolves, are celebrating their senior night tonight. And you think senior night already. This team's been playing since early November, Liam. They start their season earlier in Idaho, and the girls start their season way before the boys over here. That's just the way they do it. It's weird. So after tonight's game, there's only 2 games left of the regular season for these Teton girls team.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Unusual, but yeah, they're way ahead of the game. So this Teton girls team has already played 19 games, and until a couple of nights ago, they were undefeated, 18-0, and you're going to find out why. They are so good, so deep as well. They could play with anybody over here in Wyoming in 4A. They're in 3A Mountain Rivers Conference in Idaho, and really the only team that has anything for them is Sugar Salem, and that's the team that was first to beat them. Broke an 18-game winning streak. This Timberwolves team was undefeated until a couple of nights ago, but Sugar Salem got the best of them right here on this court, and I don't expect these Teton girls to lose again. I think that made them mad. They're really, really good, and that's, other than their senior night, that's reason number 2 to have the girls in the showcase primetime 7:30 slot is they're the better team. They're that good, and I don't want to take anything away from this boys Teton team. They're pretty good as well, but not like these girls. I mean, 18-1. We'll talk plenty about them in a bit, but these Teton Timberwolves and Jackson Bronx match up, boys game, and it's going to be a rematch. Liam, you talked about this becoming a rivalry. The age-old rivalry and the bitter one is Star Valley. Like, I think that's kind of a mean one with an edge. This one's the newer one, and it's sort of like more friendly because you know a lot of these kids. They're right over the hill. I don't know. Is that right? Like,
yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this rivalry really didn't pick up until about 2 years ago when Joyce left and went over here, and then the comeback game, it was kind of Joyce had his home field and they just beat up Jackson. It was like probably a 20-point margin of victory in that game. And like, as you said, I know a lot of these kids here. Like, I mean, I know number 1 from Teton, my friends over there sitting, and my coach Joyce over there. So yeah, I know a lot of these kids.
Yeah, so it's a little more friendly. It's a fun, you know, it's the Battle of the Tetons. There's some kind of trophy at stake, but yeah, it's not at the level of Star Valley. It's a different kind of rivalry. But there's a little bit of payback because it was January 5th in Jackson. These two teams met, buzzer beater by Gavin Keelan. The difference, it's going to be another close one tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in that game, to be honest, Jackson controlled through the beginning of the game, but at the end they kind of started to spiral. I think if Gavin doesn't hit that game winner, they go into overtime and they lose.
Yeah. I didn't. I only watched a little bit of that, so I wasn't there, and you got a better sense of it. And it's been a problem with Jackson putting teams away. You know, games that they lead most of the way, and it looks like they should be dominant. Like all of a sudden, the opponent's back in it, and it's something that they're working on. The Jackson boys, they're figuring it out. Let's look at these two teams coming in. By the numbers, it doesn't look like it'd be even, but these two teams could not be more evenly matched. Jackson Bronx come in with an overall record of 3-7 under Coach Matt Elliott, 1-1 in conference, coming off the one-game win streak that was last Saturday against Green River. Teton Timberwolves 9-7 overall, 4-1 here at home. And they're on a 2-game win streak. They played last night in Ryrie and took them right down to the wire. They came back in that game. So Teton, we'll talk about it with Coach Elliott. They're never out of a game. Don't think you've got Teton put away. They were down double digits at the half. They came back and won that game in Ryrie last night, 53-52, and they play again tomorrow, Teton does. So they're in the middle of 3 straight. We'll see if they show any signs of fatigue under Coach Robert Husevelt. But we'll take a close look at the numbers. This Timberwolves team scores a bunch, but they give up a bunch as well. We'll drill down a little on the matchup as we're, once again, a reminder, we're doing the boys first. Boys tap at 6, and then the girls. Little bit of a role reversal, and that's fine with me, rightly so. This girls' game is going to be really, really good. We'll be right back with more of the pregame on KC95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
We're back pregame right here at courtside at Teton High School, just a few minutes away from tapping for the boys. JV game finishing up, and it looks like the Bronx have things well in hand with 1:23 to go. They got a 11-point lead. I think they'll be able to salt this one away. Last week, Saturday, was the last time Jackson played. They had a win over Green River. The first question I had for Coach Elliott was, you know, should you have beaten the Wolves by more than you did? That was a struggle. Again, on paper, that seemed to me like a Jackson win, and it was way too difficult on your home court. Here's what Coach Elliott had to say about it.
I think, as you just said, I think we probably looked into the paper too much. I think we put a lot of emphasis on Friday night, going down to Star Valley, you know, being the rival, and then looking at paper, you know, Green River had struggled at Evanston. I think the boys had seen that, and I think they actually overlooked them. So I think it was a valuable lesson to learn now, not later. Obviously, we gave a team that on paper we should beat, but we gave them hope early. Nothing, you know, I think the big quote that we've been using is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I think we went on the floor just expecting, because we were just a little bit more athletic, you know, through 5 guys. Obviously, Archibald was a stud. We threw the gauntlet at him, and until late, I think when we just finally tired him down, we struggle to slow him down, but we're not the only ones. He's averaging 20 in the state per game right now. So he's a load. So yeah, that was a game that we probably should win a little more easily at home. But as we've said, let's learn some lessons now, see some of our weaknesses. And I think the one thing that as a team we really reflected on was the term urgency. We can't just wait to turn it on. We got lucky against Green River. We were able to pull that off. But that won't happen on the road tonight in Teton or Saturday at Evanston. You're going to have to play a complete 32 minutes.
Yeah, urgency, that's a thing. 32 minutes. Is that how long a game is? 8. What's 8 times 4? 30. Yeah.
32.
Yeah, we need a full 32 minutes. Coach Elliott's right. Teton Archibald, anyway, he just went off Saturday. He's ridiculous. You don't stop, you just contain them. Teton doesn't have a one guy like that. They're really a team by committee. They play well together. We'll talk about them in a minute. But one thing I talked to Coach Elliott also about was this Jackson lack of shooting from deep, and terrible three-point shooting at Star Valley. Not great shooting from deep either last Saturday. Can this team shoot? If so, who's going to do it? And he kind of said, I think the long-range shooting comes around after we establish an inside game. He wants to play inside out. I love the idea of that. Here's what Coach said about the idea of offense now.
Well, by pulling him out, what it also does is it gives him room when he finally goes back down there. But again, Mason Borchardt, I will reflect against the Star Valley game. We probably should have posted him up more. They didn't really have an answer for him. So going forward, that will be something we rely on. I mean, I look at our statistics, we're shooting too many threes at this point. Against Teton, we actually shot more threes than we did twos. Andrew's first game back, but I think we got to get the ball back in the paint more. We did a really good job of that in the second half against Green River. And typically you look at it from a points per possession standpoint. Anytime as a coach, you can see it over one, you give yourself a good chance to win. And we were at 1.01. And a lot of that was how well we were able to feed the paint and get the ball inside. I think if we can learn to play inside outside, that doesn't mean we're not a really good 3-point shooting team. We just need to get paint touches.
And that question, all that was led off by me saying, Andrew Hanna, and he started cold and he heated up in the second half. And Coach Elliott said he does that a lot, and he also does the same thing over the season. He starts the season kind of slow, and by the end of the season, he's like, give me the ball. Just, I'm putting this thing in. So, yeah, maybe that's Hannah's game.
Yeah, you could see in that game in the beginning, Hannah started to get in the deep foul trouble. You think he had like 3 in the first quarter, so they pulled him. And then just after that, Green River just started taking off, 10-point lead by the second half.
Yeah.
And then when they put Hannah back in, you just saw Jackson slowly chip away at that lead and just come out with a win.
He's a big difference maker, reason why he's all-state. We'll ask Coach Elliott about these Teton Timberwolves and some of the problems they present for these Jackson Broncs as Jackson tries to win on the road for the first time this year. Not a neutral site, but actually win on the road. This is a non-conference game, by the way, so won't count on the standings, but it's pretty super important for Jackson to keep on this roll, and it's going to be important for Teton to avenge what happened January 5th over on the other side of the hill. Back with more of the pregame on KC95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. Black team has it. White team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Broncs on their march toward a state championship.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
To live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
We're back courtside and pregame, waiting for the boys to start. Once again, boys first, then the girls. It's senior night for these Lady Timberwolves, and we're excited for what's going to be a super fun girls game. Meanwhile, the boys side of things, if you're the Jackson Broncs, I talked to Coach Elliott. He's got everybody back, everybody ready to go. That means Palmer Wetzel was the only guy we were missing last Saturday. He's back from the flu, So everybody 100% healthy for Coach Elliott. Everybody ready to go. We expect the starting 5 to be the usual suspects. For the other side of things, for the Timberwolves, the Nelson brothers, still a Roosevelt around. I mean, it wouldn't be Teton Sports without some Roosevelt over there somewhere. Tom, by the way, hit the game-winning shot last night, so if he wants to be a hero again, we'll see. Ty Brown is their one big guy. He's 6'5". He'll probably be matched up with Hannah. Keep an eye on that matchup, those two one-on-one. But the MO for the Teton Timberwolves are two things. They love to run. This is one of the fastest teams you'll see on the court. They love to score off transition. They love to pick up the pace. And number 2, they're mentally tough. Coach Elliott talked about it. Football-wise, you talked about Coach Joyce has helped them. He's put these guys in the weight room, whether it's football or basketball. You get in the weight room and lift weights. And number 2, he's made them mentally tough to the point where they don't feel like they're ever out of a game, and they can play those close games. Teams have to learn to win close ones. They're mentally tough and they're super fast, Liam. We're going to go over some keys of the game. I got 3 that I've already picked out, but
well, yeah, I think that's kind of the thing with Teton being able to come back from these kind of down leads. Jackson has had trouble holding leads, so honestly, that's just kind of just sucks to be Jackson. But if they can keep a lead, keep the momentum away, not home, but just kind of keep it moving. They just can't get in that hole. They cannot kind of have everything going against them.
If Jackson's up 10 at the half, I'm not even going to be excited. I'm going to just pretend it's 0-0. I'm still worried. Because, Teton never out of it, always coming back. Here's what Coach Elliott had to say about the way Teton likes to run and whether he wants to run with them or not.
Well, they get out in transition. Thomas Roosevelt does a heck of a job getting his hands on balls, super active. I think he averages something like 8 to 10 deflections a game. And then when he gets deflections, he sprints the floor. That was something that was eye-opening for us in that first home game against Teton, how quickly they pushed the ball up the floor. We had a made hoop in the third quarter that we scored on, and 2.5 seconds later, they were actually shooting a 3 on the other side of the floor. So transition is the name of the game for them. And then the other thing as well, which is eye-opening, in that first game, they had 22 offensive rebounds. If they get 22 offensive rebounds again, we got an uphill battle on our hands. We got to contain them on the glass. You can see that Coach Joyce has done a heck of a job in the strength and conditioning program with them over there. They got some bruisers. Every one of their kids is really well built, and you can see they prioritize the weight room, and obviously that pays off when you go to the offensive glass. So I think it's those two things really: keep them out of transition and make sure we limit them to one shot and not let them get 22 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my keys to the game is you got to pound the glass. Don't let these guys do that. That's crazy. The other thing, I think this is the mental toughness aspect that Coach Elliott talked about. When you're matched up with Teton, here's what he's worried about.
They want a close one, and that's the thing with Teton. They're so mentally tough, and they're never going to be out of the game. They were down that game 8 to 10 points most of the game. Weathered the storm just like Teton does. You just see a lot of that mental toughness that they, gathered playing football really pays off in basketball. So they end up winning. Thomas Roosevelt gets down the court with about 10 seconds to go and hits a layup. And then, of course, Teton beat him up to win it by 1. So they're resilient. You got to give that Teton group that credit.
Coach Elliott talking about that game last night. Teton beat Ryrie by 1 point, came right down to the wire. So they played last night. Are they going to be a little tired? They play again tomorrow. So I don't know. Does that tire you out, Lee?
I mean, from my point, I would think it would be tiring, but we heard what Max said. And Max said, it's really just not tiring. I mean, you're kind of just excited to play more basketball. Yeah. But I feel like that since you have the game tomorrow, you got the game last night, is this kind of a lookover game?
I don't think so. I mean, of the 3 games, Ryrie's a good team, and they had beat Ryrie earlier in the season. So I don't know. And then South Fremont is who they have tomorrow. South Fremont's a pretty good team as well. But I still think of those 3 games, if I'm the Timberwolves, this is the one on home court that I'm concentrating on. I think you'll overlook those other games. I think they'll be ready for this one. they owe Jackson a little bit of payback. Keys to the game, that's next, right after these. Bronx pregame show on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download YDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Jake Nichols, Liam McPeak, Kimmy K. Let's talk about keys to the game. Coach Elliott, you heard him say it, play inside out. I like that. This Bronx team does not shoot well from the floor for the most part. The numbers don't lie last year and the year before. So maybe it comes when you're not forcing it. Maybe it comes after you've already gotten paint points. So my first key to the game, play the inside out game that Coach Elliott is talking about. Get it to Hannah, get it to Borcher down low. Let those guys do some work, loosen this team up, and then start popping some shots from deep. Does that work for you guys?
That works for me.
All right.
Yeah, I think that Jackson not being able to shoot certainly does not work to their favor, but they do have a person called Andrew Hanna to, pull the inside.
Yeah, and when the opposition really doesn't have an answer, Ty Brown, the closest at 6'5", and Ty plays big. He'll probably draw the assignment to keep Hannah quiet. My second key to the game is slow the tempo. We talked about how Teton loves to run. Bronx will run too, and they don't mind that. They can run. Andrew, for a big man, will get up and down the court. Gavin, Seb, we know can run. Mason, we've got a lot of athletes on both sides. This game could be a track meet if you want to, but I don't think you do it just because. Don't play Teton's game. Make them play a half-court game. Slow them down a bit.
Yeah, I think if you can just keep the ball out of Teton's hands, it'll kind of just, I wouldn't say take them out of the game, but it'll certainly just slow down their attack.
Offensive boards that Jackson surrendered last time, I didn't know it was those numbers, it was that many, 22 or whatever Coach Elliott said it was. You cannot let Teton have that many second chances. You got to work the glass better. That's my final. Don't let Teton have those offensive boards. One and done. That's it. Get the rebounds. Liam's key to the game was don't let any kind of a lead make you feel satisfied. Like, you gotta keep your pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it'll certainly, Teton will just never be out of this game, and as I said, Jackson has had trouble holding leads, so
Yeah.
Not over till it's over.
I want to see some more put away in Jackson. Learn how to win. Learn how to just put your foot on the throat, as they say in sports, and finish a team that you've got down, because you can't give them any glimmer of hope. You gave the Wolves a little sniff of hope last Saturday, and Archibald went off until Seb got under his grill. And Coach Elliott did say a lot of that was he gave Seb credit for getting Archibald off his game. He thought maybe Taryn was getting tired, or Seb was bothering him. I think Seb was bothering him.
I think he got into his head a little
bit. We'll be right back, and we're just about ready to get this one going. A couple of minutes away from tap. It's the boys first. And by the way, if you're joining us on KZ95, glad to have you. 95.3 FM. If you're driving around your car, it's probably the only place you got a radio nowadays. If you're on the interwebs and you got audio only, you can do that too. KZ95.live, and that's live audio to the world. Or better yet, get the moving pictures. Get on YouTube and type in Jackson Hole Radio. That's our channel. Be sure to subscribe while you're there, and you can catch the whole live stream of this game. Any way you want to join us, we're glad to have you. Right back with a tap of this one. We'll get it underway. Boys, just minutes away on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Seb Runner, senior. Harris Award, senior. Dan Baltus, junior. AJ Fowler, senior. Owen Connors, senior. Aaron Larson, junior.
Andrew Hanna, senior.
Jack Berzay, junior.
Mason Portrait, senior.
Gavin Keelan, senior. Todd Anzane, senior. Jesse Larson, junior. Palmer Wetzel, junior. Connor Scott, sophomore.
Young Life lineup, boys lineup for this one. Just about ready to get our starting lineups, and that'll start with the Jackson Bronx, and we'll get this one underway. Once again, if you joined us late, boys first, girls following the primetime slot, because it is Teton Timberwolves girls team senior night. And I'm excited to see these girls. Liam, have you watched any? Do you know some of these girls? The Reese Coons, the Strites. There's a Tatum Strites gone, but they got, I mean, everybody over there. Cece Martinez is good. They're all good.
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of look at the poster over there, and they have a lot of seniors.
Yeah.
But also their record stands for it, too. I mean,
Yeah.
18 straight before a loss. I mean,
They're ridiculously talented and deep. Good basketball team. Excited to see them. This boys team, though, kind of living in the shadow this year, but they're really good as well. Maybe not one of the better Teton basketball teams they've had, but still pretty talented. And the thing about them is there's not one guy you can key on. They got a lot of different dudes. They spread out the scoring, and you just can't figure out who on the floor is going to hurt you night after night. You got to figure it out as you go. But they got a good team, and they spread the wealth with the offense. I'm just about ready to go. They're going to do the
national
anthem before the lineups. Okay. Uh-oh, Liam ripped the poster. You got to pay for that.
Let's just rip the whole thing down. It's in my way. Oh, sorry, I didn't say
It's
that.
already half broke. We'll just take it all down. All right. We could do that.
They probably should have it on the other side so people can read it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you'll all rise.
Yeah, let's go courtside and listen in.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm a little worried they're bringing the flag back up before the anthem.
No, we did the
Don't we
pledge.
need a flag?
We did the pledge instead
Oh,
of
the
the
pledge
anthem.
instead? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Oh, what do I know?
You should listen.
Pledge instead of the anthem.
Maybe they're saving the anthem for
It's
the
just-
girls' game. I don't know. I think we did the pledge here last year like
They
that.
do things different in Idaho. They got shot clocks. They got
Do we
a whole
have to
nother
abide by
world
the
over
shot
here.
clock?
No, they won't do it for this. I don't think. I don't.
The Jackson Hole Bronx and your Teton Timberwolves.
Jackson Bronx starting lineup. We expect it to be Brunner, Keelan, Hannah, Borchert.
You could look who's sitting on the bench right now.
Maybe Fowler, but oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that tells you who's going to start. Yep.
Same 5 as Green River.
By the way, we'll be on also this weekend, Saturday, road game in Evanston. We'll have that one for you as well. Well, let's do this first. Jackson in their road blacks trimmed in orange and gray. And Teton in those hideous home whites with the kind of maroon. I'm not a big fan of these.
Yeah,
maroon and orange.
Their aways definitely look a lot better.
Yeah. I don't like the fade as you go down or whatever you call that.
Like ombre fade. I kind of like your ombre. It's like an ombre color.
Jackson looks like they've traveled pretty well. Not far to go. Just over the pass. Good weather.
Brunner.
Seb Bruner. We'll get it going. The point guard.
Why do you not say his first name?
Brunner, I don't know. Brunner averaging 16 a game. AJ Fowler, no numbers on him. Andrew Hanna, who's been good for 6 a game, but those numbers are going to be going up. Borchard averaging about 11 points a game, and Gavin Keelan 8 points per game. That's your starting 5 for the visiting Bronx. Wolves have some variety in their starting 5.
0.
But for the most part, it's, usually these guys. Burke Nelson, 6'4" junior.
Jack Nelson, 6 foot senior.
Caden Hastings, senior, 6'2". We don't have stats on the boys, by the way. I have them for the girls. Tom Hoosevelt, I know he's their big 3-point guy. He's their triple shooter, 6 foot senior. And Tyson Brown, the 6'5" senior, who we think is going to be matched up man-on-man with Hannah. Keep an eye on that. Borchert, and that just shows you what kind of verts he's got, right, Liam? He's going to tap it as he usually does. So.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly doesn't look like he is vert, but I mean, you saw the dunk against Green River.
Oh, man. You're right. He can jump. He's super springy. Listed at 6'4". That might be a little generous, but he can jump as if he were 6'8" like Hannah. We'll see. We'll tap it here. Teton moving right to left. Jackson left to right on your YouTube. And they are showing a shot clock, but.
Wait, Hannah's 6'8"?
6'7", 6'8". The varies. Yeah.
I thought he was more like 6'5", maybe 6'6". Wow.
Let's just say you could walk under his legs right now. And
yeah, I probably could.
Without bending over. And Borcher wins the tap, but right to Teton, and they'll start things off here with the basketball. Possession, T-Wolves. And let me get my stuff set up. Okay, I think I'm ready. And a turnover. Here goes Mason Borchert with it now. He's trying to find a help, and he does with Brunner. Brunner on that far elbow. He's watched by Tom Hoosevelt. 2 really good athletes right there. Keelan on the far side, inside to Hannah. Hannah, spin move, puts it up, no good, too short. He'll try again, gets his own rebound. That won't go either, but Keelan, and I love to see Keelan down low in the paint, pulls down a rebound. It goes to Hannah, and he's 0 for 3 already from right underneath the basket, and that's how Hannah has kind of started.
Yeah, you said that rebounds have to be a big thing, and I mean, right there, they got like 3 or 4, they got 4 rebounds.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if they get the rebounds, don't they need to make it back into the basket? Okay.
Exactly,
yeah. And Andrew has just too many times he's missed right under the bucket. I mean, I'm not saying that's easy because you're close, because you've usually got 2, 3 guys on you, but holy cow. Borchert, he's got an open look, and he buries it. And it's 2, I believe. Yeah,
it was
2-0.
Ooh, I thought he was outside.
Borchert gets us started now, 2-0. Drive by Hoosevelt, Thomas, and they're going to give him a charge. The bucket didn't go anyway. So Roosevelt picks up his game's first. And Fowler will trigger in here. No pressure from the T-Wolves. 2-0 early going, just underway here in Driggs, Idaho. Seb Brunner with Roosevelt on him. Far side swing pass. Borchert, he'll work it around the perimeter. And now gets it back. Borchert spin in the lane. 12-footer, no. And the rebound, Teton reach in on Keelan, I believe. We'll see, yeah. It's going to be Gavin with his first as he reached in on Caden Hastings, who came down with a rebound. 6:41 to go. Teton ball. They trail 2-0. Roosevelt over the line. Jackson matched up man on man. Hastings with an open look three. That won't go. And a good board there. Gavin Keelan. Jackson been strong on the glass so far. Open look. Borchert. And he can't get it. Little strong. The rebound.
Foul on Hannah.
Hannah reached over the back of Tyson Brown. And Andrew picks up his first, team second. Still 2-0 Jackson. Roosevelt, ball is in his hands most of the game as he gives off to Jack Nelson. Now to Ty Ward way out here up high. Ty Brown, sorry. Roosevelt hands off to Nelson. Burke gives it to Hastings, back to Brown. Tyson Brown drives the lane runner. That's blocked by 3 different guys. I think Keelan got most of it. And Brunner with it back the other way for Jackson. Pulls up his dribble, gives it to Keelan. Thought about it. Tried that step on Hastings, but couldn't shake him. There's Hannah. With Tyson Brown all over him, and he can't go anywhere, and he picked up that pivot foot.
Yeah, Jackson has controlled the ball for a lot of this game, but they have just been being outboarded, missing shots, and, you know, traveling.
Yeah. Everything, you feel like the momentum, everything's been Jackson, but it's only 2-0. And good push off there on Fowler, and now AJ comes out and he's going to draw the foul. And boy, that could be very close to intentional, and Seb's going to talk AJ down a little bit. AJ didn't like the fact that Hastings pushed into him to clear some room for the shot, and AJ came back with a body check of his own, and they always get the retaliation. Sorry, that was Jack Nelson who put the shoulder into AJ, and he'll make the first of 2 free throws. Nelson, the 6-foot senior, and could tie it here with this one. Can't get it, though, in and out, and they're going to give him 3. They were going to say he was in the act of shooting a 3-ball, I guess. They're going to give him all 3 now. So this maybe could tie it, and he does. Knotted at 2, just under, we're just 90 seconds into this. Seb Brunner brings it up, and Seb providing the team psychiatry to a teammate. When did you ever think you'd see that? Seb having to talk AJ down. Keelan with a 3, but that was contested. Rebound, Borchert. Yeah, and the boards.
Borchert just shot every single, well, not every single, but most of the points in this. He's got all the points, too.
Hannah's got those 3 misses from in close. Otherwise, Borchert has taken all the, shots from kind of the floor. Open look for Burke Nelson, rattles in and out. Rebound, though, goes to Teton. Roosevelt saves it, gets it back to Nelson, drives. That's blocked by Hannah. AJ pushes the pace to Borchert. Borchert pulls up, now hands off to Keelan, and a pile up down low on the paint. Keelan gets it to Borchert, to Brunner to open AJ. Fowler can't get it, though, with a just grab and shoot kind of thing. And Fowler a little strong, and another foul on Keelan. That's his second already.
Yeah, from my point over here, didn't even look like Keelan touched him. But again, Jackson did the right thing there. They swung the ball well, took open shots. If they're going to win this game, they got to do that.
Really good point, Leah. Good ball movement, and Fowler was wide open. There's EJ with a steal from Jack Nelson, and to Brunner, and he lays it up and in. Good steal by AJ to start that. Brunner finished it, and it's 6-2. Roosevelt working on Brunner. Now kicks it back out to Jack Nelson. Nelson with AJ on him. Lost the handle. They're going to get a reach in? No. Yeah, they are. Well, that's the second on AJ. So Fowler and Keelan with 2 apiece in the early going, and I mean early. We're just halfway through the first.
And they're already at the line.
Yep. Jack Nelson.
Yeah.
Again at the line. Chance to cut the lead in half. It's 6-2 Jackson, now 6-3.
Yeah, I feel like the refs so far have been very kind of ticky-tacky with the calls.
Yeah, they're blowing it early. AJ will come out. He's replaced by Owen Connor with those 2 fouls, so they'll sit him, and Nelson converts both. It's 6-4.
Timeout, Teton.
And a timeout by the Timberwolves. So with 4:09 to go, we'll stay here. Short timeout. 6-4 Jackson. It's a good start for the Bronx, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good start. I mean, excluding the fouls and excluding the missed shots and excluding the turnovers, it's been pretty good.
You're excluding a lot of stuff. All the good stuff. No, yeah, fouls are fouls, and hopefully that evens out as we go. But you're right, Jackson off to a good start on the road. I think they're playing well. Neither team really shooting their lights out yet. Very tentative. Now, remember, both these teams not used to playing this 6 o'clock game. I don't want to make excuses for either of them, but that's maybe neither team is ready. As both teams back from the timeout, is Owen Kana for the Bronx. Hands off to Keelan, inside to Brunner. Brunner at that pivot point kicks out to Kana. His shot is off the mark, but the rebound out to Borchert. Borchert's spin move. He'll fire a baseline jumper. Good. Borchert just has smooth, fluid basketball moves. It's 8-4. Oh, and a pass goes into the arms of Hannah. Up ahead to Khan, and just over him. As talk about a Teton team that likes to run, it's been Jackson that's pushing the pace so far.
Yeah, and I think you got to give credit to Mason Borchard with that. I mean, he's just an all-around great athlete.
Boy, his turnaround jumper, when you don't see the basket till you turn around in the air, he's really good at that. Good drive there, a runner in the lane. No good, though, as Nelson misses. Rebound Jackson, so Bronx really pounded the glass. As Coach Elliott wanted to see. Kana on that far side, watched by Burke Nelson, out top of the key to Brunner, and he resets things. Brunner, he'll drive the lane. Backhand pass to Hannah, up and in, and the foul. A chance for a three-point play. Brunner is really good at that dish. I love him.
Yeah, Seb Brunner, I mean, the last 2 games, I feel like he hasn't really broken 10 points. But honestly, that doesn't matter because you see him, he locked up Nate Archibald, kind of stopped him from scoring, and that might have been the key to the game there.
He does a lot of other things. Defense, ball distribution.
And it's just great to see his maturity and the growth. He's a senior player out there leading a team.
I mean, he just talked AJ down off the ledge. Normally, it would be somebody talking Brunner down. I mean, there's Seb with a long 3. That's just short. Rebound, Burke Nelson. By the way, Hannah missed at the line, so it's 10-4. Here's an open look for Roosevelt. Baseline jumper. That's off the mark. Teton feeling cold right now to start. Ty Brown, he looked like he took steps underneath there. Boy, and he's going to draw the foul. And
that's Hannah again.
AJ, yeah, that's going to be Andrew Hannah.
2 on him.
He's got 2. Keelan with 2 and Fowler with 2. That's a lot.
Yeah, especially like 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, bench players, get ready. 2:49 to go with the first. It's 10-5 Jackson. Ty Brown made the first, makes the second. He's got them both, and it's 10-6. Bronx ball. Brunner pushes it up ahead to Kana. In the lane, Hannah, he's open, but picked up quickly by Tyson Brown. Hannah's shot, no good. Rebound, Teton. Caden Hastings pushes the pace, but the Bronx get back. Pass over to Kenton Murdoch in the game now. And he gives to Burke Nelson. Now back to Hastings. Caden trying to work on Borcher, but he can't get loose. Teton's got to try a different idea. Brown sets a pick for Nelson, but nothing there, or for Roosevelt. Here's Caden Hastings back out to Roosevelt. Tom will try a long 3, top of the key. No good. Fight for the rebound off of Hannah, so Teton will retain possession. Here comes our first look at Palmer Wetzel, and he'll come in for anybody's guess because Hannah's got 2. Keelan's got 2. And
he came in for Mason.
Came in for Borchert. Our hot hand. Inbounds pass, Teton. Kent Murdoch, the 6-foot senior, gives it to Roosevelt. Tom Roosevelt so far not quite feeling it. None of the Timberwolves shooting very well yet. I think all their points have come from the line just about, if not all of them. Step back three. Hastings thought about it. Now a turnover. Jackson ball. Seb Brunner. He wants to push the pace. Seb Brunner in the lane. Took a lot of steps, and that's not what they got him for, though, is it?
Oh.
I didn't see
travel.
I saw no call at all. I thought he traveled, but it's not a foul. That's the good news.
It's not a foul, so had to travel.
1:40 to go in the opening frame. 10-6 Jackson lead here on the road. Hastings with the ball for Teton. Inside to Brown. He's going to try to work on Hannah. Can he do it? No. Misses. Keelan with the rebound. Good job by Keelan on the boards. When Hannah has to block the shooter, that means Keelan's got to get the board. Kana, oh, it looked good from here, but he can't get it. Now he gets his own rebound to Hannah, up and in.
Yeah, that's just what you want to see out of Jackson. Taking open shots, getting rebounds, and scoring buckets.
That's what they did.
Yep.
Just like Liam said on that one. Kana had a good look and not a bad shot as Hastings drives. His shot no good. But the rebound to Kaufman, and he lost it. Jeremy Kaufman out of bounds, and he got whacked on the arm, though. And another foul. This one on Kana, his first, team 7th.
See, when you see 7-2, that just...
You don't like the call so far, huh?
No.
Kaufman to the line, 6'4" senior, and we don't have any stats or numbers on this Teton team. He's short with the first one. 1:01 to go. Jackson doubled up on Teton right now, 12-6. As Brunner shares a word with Hastings back there. Those two talking about dinner plans tonight. Second one from Kaufman is in. And it's 12-7. Jackson ball under a minute to go. Palmer Wetzel hands off to Kana. Oh, and Kana out to Seb Brunner. Brunner's now got Murdoch on him, not Roosevelt. See if he can do anything there. Hand it down low against Kaufman. Now kick out to Kana to Brunner. Seb Brunner. Bounce pass inside to Hannah. Spin move, and he got loose. Oh, boy. He left Kaufman in the dust. And I think Jeremy Kaufman is still looking to see where Hannah went. Oh, my, what a move. 14-7 football score with 20 seconds to go. Kenton Murdoch with the ball. Kicks out to Hastings. He'll try a long three. No good. Rebound, Gavin Keelan. Keelan's got a lot of boards already. He's been strong on the glass. Jackson playing for a last shot. 3 seconds. Brunner, he'll take it. Three rattles in and out. Can't get it. And that's how the quarter will end, but a very good road quarter for Jackson after one. It's 14-7 Bronx. Coming back with the start of the second. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95 at the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back to the action. Okay, let's play a quick game of I like, I don't like. I like the rebounding at Jackson. I don't like the foul trouble. Liam, you go.
I like the shots. I don't like the foul trouble.
Okay.
I'll just have to agree.
I'm worried by the foul trouble. Jackson is getting good look, getting good shots. Right now, Teton is not shooting well. Jackson's got to take advantage of that. Timberwolves are cold to start these in the first 8 minutes anyway.
Yeah, it feels like most of all their points have come from the charity strike.
Yeah. And Jackson's done a good job of making sure it's one and done on those misses and doing a good job on the boards. Here's Seb Brunner to start things. Jackson up 14-7, and somebody lost that ball inside. It's pulled down by Tyson Wood. And it's Teton's ball on the turnover. Out to Jack Nelson, bounce pass inside to Jeremy Kaufman, and he schools Hannah a little bit there. A little payback, 14-9 now. Palmer Wetzel over the line for Jackson, picked up by Jack Nelson.
You can come in right, you can plug into this strip right here.
God bless it. Sorry about the interruption. Lost power there for a minute. 6 minutes to go of the first half. 18-9. Jackson up. Teton ball.
If you zoomed in closer or something.
Just dunked on
no way.
Thomas Roosevelt.
Sorry to miss that as we try.
Sorry.
That's Borchard's second slam of the year that we know of.
Looks like
that was a big one. Even the good crowd here for Jackson were fired up for that. Is this another Jackson foul?
Yeah, on that play, it kind of just, Seb Brunner was to his right, and the defender went with Brunner and just left him with a wide open lane, and Roosevelt just could not jump up and meet him in the height of the air.
I love it. You know, until other teams figure out that there's a Mason Borchard, he's going to get a lot of open looks. These teams are so worried about Hannah and Brunner for good reason. That Borchard, who is not on anybody's game film from last year, he's going to kill it for the first half of this season until they figure him out. Here's Brunner with the ball now, 5 minutes inside to counter Scott.
Borchard is on fire.
Or Jack Berzay, rather, and Borchard with another one. He is. Borchard on a heater right now in this game and the season. Teton, it's Burke Nelson. He drives up over the top of Palmer Wetzel. Nice shot there as Wetzel put a hand in his face, but it didn't matter. 23-11. Jackson up. Brunner with the ball now for the Bronx. Bounce pass to Hannah. Hannah watched closely by Jacob Allen. Drives the paint and can't get that shot to go, but he is fouled. Boy, Andrew Hannah again with a start where just isn't getting the rolls, but he will go to the line where he's been better by the numbers, and this is not counting last Saturday's game. Hannah's 2 for 6 of the line. He missed that one. 4:32 to go. 23-11, Jackson up. And a real good road start for them.
Ooh, missed.
And they missed them both, and it's Teton ball. Jack Nelson brings it up. Jackson been manned up for all the game. It's Brunner on Roosevelt. Again, that matchup is back intact. cycle going here. Burke Nelson finds Deegan Driggs in the game now, and Driggs hits it. That's 3. And maybe Deegan Driggs is the hot hand they need, the 6-foot senior.
Yeah, you can tell that Teton just never counts it out. Jackson just had like probably 15 unanswered, and they just got stopped right now.
Just under 4 to go. Brunner with the ball now. Floats one to Hannah. That gets away from him, out of bounds. And a turnover. Keelan will come in for Andrew Hannah, who is not feeling it from anywhere on the floor. He plays a big game down low. His presence always missed, but he's just not making shots here to start. Thomas Roosevelt with it now for Teton. They trail by 11. Been a double-digit Jackson lead now for all of the second quarter as Teton with the ball. Roosevelt inside to Jacob Allen, who puts it up and in. So some different players showing up for the Timberwolves. Driggs with a triple, and Jacob Allen off the bench, the 6'4" senior. Inside of Borchert. Nice job to wait. Now he's fouled by Burke Nelson. I love that. Borchert just felt the pressure like a quarterback in the pocket, and he waited.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's either sending him to the line or taking the or just getting a pretty easy layup.
Yeah, 2 guys. He put them both in the air, and then it was Burke Nelson who, on his way landing, still got a reach in. And Borchert to the line, where he's been pretty darn good. And he's got that. 24-16. Jackson increases that lead to 8 now with 3:16.
Fowler coming into the game for Palmer Wetzel.
Borchert's back end here. And he gets a shooter's roll. That's good. 25-16. And timeout on the floor. Coach Elliott calling this one. We'll take it with him. With 3:16 to go in the second, Jackson 25, Teton 16. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
One good play can improve a team's chance of winning the game. And when executed properly over and over again, that play can take a team far. One good decision when you get behind the wheel can do the same. Approximately half of the people who lose their lives on Wyoming roads each year were not wearing a seatbelt. Stay in the game, Wyoming. Buckle up every time you get in your vehicle. It's a winning play. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Back to the action. Liam, if that guy unplugs this again, I'm going to need you to go over there and have a little chat with him. You guys are about the same age and size.
Yeah.
And feel free to throw him right down off these bleachers, and I'll make sure our insurance policy is up to date. 3:16 to go with a half. 25-16, Jackson up. Playing a good road game here, and remember, a Jackson lead means nothing to these Timberwolves. They don't care. They just keep playing. Thomas Roosevelt with the ball now for the Wolves. Now an inside pass to Allen, and he got contacted hard. Not sure who got a piece of him. Somebody hit him pretty good.
Here goes Jack Berzay.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. When Berzay hits you, you're going to know it. He picks up his first. And a steal by Borchert, and what doesn't Mason do as he steals that inbounds pass? He's got Roosevelt all over him, and now Borchert is going to put hands on him, but that's not a call. It's the timeout by Coach Roosevelt of Teton, as he was worried about his player down on the ground, and just did save him. We'll stay right here. Just under 3 to go. Good start by Jackson. Teton with a pushback. They're doing it with the bench guys. Okay. Not bad. I mean, if your starters aren't hitting them. See if Driggs and Scott off the bench, or Jacob Allen off the bench, starting to fuel the comeback.
I mean, you got a bench for a reason. Why not use it?
Yep. Jackson may end up needing it out of necessity, as they're looking at a lot of foul trouble here. It's Berzay, Borchert, Brunner, Keelan, Fowler on the floor against Roosevelt, Allen, Hastings, Tyson Brown, and I believe that's Jack Nelson on the far side. It's Roosevelt with it now, behind the back dribble, but Sev stuck to him pretty close. Pass to Jacob Allen, now back out to Roosevelt. Roosevelt gets a partial screen and now gets the ball back. Brunner still with him. Jacob Allen over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt gets around Brunner and kick out. That was kind of a useless pass. I mean, I thought Roosevelt was just going to drive there. The kick out, Hastings wasn't really open, but now Hastings, Caden, what a move. Just a one-handed floater, and he makes good. It's 25-18. Jackson with the ball, Gavin Keelan swiping at him. And Borchert gets it to Brunner. Seb watched by Deegan Driggs, and there's Mason Borchert with the baseline. Is that a three and the foul?
3 and a foul.
Chance for a 4-point play.
Yeah, Mason Borchert is just the Swiss Army knife of his team. What can't he do? He can shoot threes, he can dunk, he can play immaculate defense, he can block.
He has done it all in one half of work, and we're not even done with the half. 2:02 to go. Jackson up 10. Borchert could add one more in a rare 4-point play. Coming out is Deegan Driggs. In for him is Jack Nelson.
But I mean, this quarter has just been the complete opposite of the other one. Jackson has 1 foul, and Teton's got 5.
29-18. It is a 4-point play for Borchert as Jack Nelson brings it up. Looking right side, A.J. Fowler on him, pretty close. Out to Roosevelt. Triggers inside to Ty Brown, and a spin move. Beautiful left-hand lay-in by Tyson Brown. That's a power move. Down low on the block. Seb Brunner with it now. See if Jackson has an answer. They're up 9. Borchert, spin move, can't get loose of Nelson. Oh, and he wanted to hand it off to Keelan, but a little lazy, and it was slapped away by Jack Nelson. Inside, and that's good. Caden Hastings. And Teton points off transition. The steal and the bucket, and with just over 1:15 to go. Jackson with it. Brunner pulls up his dribble, swings one to Fowler, back out to Borchert, top of the key, Brunner. Brunner watched by Roosevelt. Seb, now he starts his dribble. Seb looking around, nothing much going on. Floats one into Barazay, hand off to Fowler. AJ kicks it out to Keelan. Now to Brunner. Jackson just can't find an open look. Now Fowler does. Baseline 3 is no good, but Barazay with a rebound. Brunner dishes to Keelan. Wide open look, but he can't get it either. Jack Barazay with a rebound. Barazay.
Yeah, Jackson's just got to keep doing that, putting up shots.
Putting up shot, even when they don't go. What a big rebound by Barazay. Yeah, the board and the bucket. Seb Brunner with a steal, saved him momentarily, but Jacob Allen has it. Roosevelt floats one over to Ty Brown, up and in. Tyson Brown really looks good down low. And that was against Keelan, who we know is a big shot blocker. Hannah's waiting to check in, can't get a chance to, though. And with 15.5 seconds, it's 31-24. Jackson in the lead. And Brunner will go to the line. What was this?
Bonus. You get 5 fouls during the bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, when Jackson was inbounding it, Seb Brunner tried to shake 3, and it looks like you got a block.
Brunner to the line, trying to add to the 7-point lead. He does. Converts the first. It's 32-24. And Coach Elliott changes his mind about Hannah. And he's going to put in instead Ty Van Zanten in for A.J. Fowler. So you got Van Zanten, Harrison Ward, Jack Barazay, Seb Brunner, and Mason Borchert. Second of 2 from Brunner is good, and it's 33-24 Jackson. Last shot here for T-Wolves. We'll see. Roosevelt puts up the fist, tries a move on Brunner. He's going to go right down the lane uncontested, and again, I'm surprised he didn't shoot. 3 seconds. Ty Van Sensen to the rack and can't get it to go, and that's how the half will end. Ty had a golden opportunity to put that in, and he couldn't get the layup. So at the half, it's Jackson 33, Teton 24. We'll be right back with a halftime show on KC95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. Black team has it. White team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Bronx on their march toward a state championship.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
Halftime here at Teton High School, Driggs, Idaho. The Jackson Bronx lead this one 33-24 at the half. Pretty good first half for the Bronx. They did a lot of good things. I'm worried about fouls, and I'm worried that Borchert is doing all the heavy lifting. There's got to be some other guys involved, Liam.
Yeah, it's true, and you know what I said, I'm not a very big fan of Jackson having this lead. I mean, I like them having more points than the other team, but I'm not very content that they'll be able to hold it.
As we get our chance to watch is this Driggs team? Driggs dance team?
This is.
Okay.
Kind of making me almost think of Lions colors out there.
Everything makes you think of the Lions right now, right?
Right now it does.
So Mason Borchert has been our most valuable player so far. If the game ended now, he's been unreal. For the Teton Timberwolves, they have yet to get their studs going. Thomas Roosevelt not really feeling it yet, but down low I've been impressed with the play of Tyson Brown, the 6'5" senior. Kaufman's looked pretty good down the low as well. We thought Jackson would be able to exploit when it comes to the paint, and I think they still will be, but Hannah in a little foul trouble is not got a strong start to the game, and Ty Brown has come on for Teton to get some points down there.
Yeah, a lot of Teton's points I think have come from really just the first off the free throw line. In the first half, we saw Jackson had like a lot of fouls, and they just kept going to the line and knocking it down. And also inside, they've been getting a lot of inside points, as you said, with Tyson Brown.
I'm just surprised by how much volume we get out of this music, and I know there's a way to chill it, but I don't know if I could do it.
It might be because the speakers are pointing right at us.
No, that could have something to do with it. Yeah, we got a speaker coming right at us. Real good half for the Bronx, but we cautioned, Liam cautioned that Teton's never out of it. Jackson has a problem letting teams get back in games, and Teton's all the more happy to get back in games. They've done it time and time again, so don't be fooled by a 11-point lead as being anything about comfortable.
I do have some stats.
You do? What do you got going?
Well, our high score's got 17.
It's got to be Borchard, right?
It is.
17 of the 33. That sounds about right. I would have guessed that. Yeah. What else?
Both Hannah and Brunner have 6 each.
Okay.
And Keelan has 2.
All right, I want to see more out of Gavin. I talked to Coach Elliott, and we talked about Gavin and how he can be hot and cold, streaky. Obviously, everybody'd rather have him more hot than cold. Also, when Gavin is not hot shooting, I thought, and Coach kind of thought too, is he's got to play more of a down-low game in the post, and he just doesn't like to. He's a swing guy. He wants to be out on the perimeter. But, I mean, he's such a strong rebounder, and he's really good. I mean, he's 6'5". He's got to spend some time in the paint, especially if your first couple 3 threes don't go and you're keeling. Start playing a down-low game, and then maybe it comes to you. I don't know.
I have to apologize. Jack Bearzay has 2 as well.
All right.
I skipped that one, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to be in the paint because Teton, their offense has been very good in the paint so far.
It has.
Good in the paint, drawing fouls. Yeah, I didn't talk about that before, but I really think Teton, whenever they go to shoot a layup or something, they really put their whole body into it, which just makes me think that they're just trying to draw these fouls, and they're getting it, and they're doing well.
They are.
They are.
I don't know. I mean, it's always a question whether that really is a part of a team's game plan to go to the rim and expect to draw fouls. It is a real thing in basketball. That is a strategy, and whatever it is, I mean, it's working because you got guys with foul trouble for the Bronx. And I have not seen the Teton Timberwolves play an inside down low big game. That's not usually their game. They shoot from distance and they get points off transition, but maybe the Bronx are doing a good job getting back, not allowing fast break opportunities, not allowing like the odd man fast break. Or maybe that's just where Teton has elected to go, is say, hey, let's go right at them down low. We don't care if they got a Hannah or a Borchard or a Keelan. Let's play down low and show them we can post up. You're doing a good job of it right now. We'll see what teams make adjustments. Liam's going to tell us what Coach Elliott's saying in the halftime locker room to keep it going, and maybe what kind of changes need to be made. McPeak is our analyst. He will like dissect it and do the X's and O's for us on the whiteboard when we come back. Bronx basketball halftime now with Jackson up 33-24. KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
I was hoping to have the girls coach Sean Shockley up here at the half. He said he would come up, but he's probably busy giving the Newt Rockney to the girls right now. He didn't get a chance, but Liam's going to give the Newt Rockney now. What did Coach Elliott tell the Bronx? What do they got to keep doing? What do they got to make better?
Well, Coach Elliott at halftime, I think he's not throwing chairs this time, more or less water bottles, because they just have to convert these shots. If they're converting these shots, I think Jackson's up 25 rather than 9.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be happy with the lead. It's a very good thing to have. You don't want to be losing at the halftime. But Teton, they've shown this year time and time again that they can come back from these losses. And Jackson has also shown time and time again that they can have trouble holding these like big leads.
Third quarter is going to be huge. Mac pointed out last Saturday that historically the third quarter has been Jackson's worst. They had a better third quarter last Saturday. But given that the Jackson Broncs do not normally have good third quarters and Teton loves to come back, this next 8 minutes going to tell us a lot. Both teams back out on the floor. And we'll switch sides and get it going. Jackson up 33-24, up by 11 on Teton's court. Jackson trying to put together 2 wins in a row on the season. Teton trying to keep their 2-win streak going as they won last night 53-52 in a thriller over Ryrie. Thomas Roosevelt, the hero. Hasn't been the usual heroes for Teton, though. We've made a point of letting you know that it's been a lot of the bench players. I don't see either Nelson really lighting it up. Did you have stats on Teton? Because, boy, I don't know that Roosevelt's done a whole lot.
No, nobody was. I mean, I do, but nobody was standing out.
I think it's been Tyson Brown inside, and then Caden Hastings, the 6'2 senior. He's had a real good start to this one. So Jackson, they got to switch sides here, I think. There they go. Jackson will be moving right to left on your YouTube channel. Hopefully you're with us on YouTube. Jackson Hole Radio is our channel on YouTube. If you're just along on the radio, that's cool too. KZ95 listeners, hello. Welcome from Driggs, Idaho. As we're in the back end of the home and home semi-real rivalry. Battle of the Tetons between Jackson and Teton as all the players out yucking it up before we get
Oh, I was like, where are our refs? Are we waiting for some?
Yeah, the Zebras are the last out here. Starting 5 for both teams. Back on the floor, it looks like. Hannah, Borchert, Keelan, Fowler, and Brunner for Jackson. A couple of players with 2 fouls each, and we'll keep an eye on that situation. I think the refs were tired. They needed an extra long break at the half for all the whistle blowing they did in the first half. They were exhausted. Teton will start with a basketball, and we'll see if they can cut this lead a little bit to single digits. Roosevelt gets it to Caden Hastings. Hastings inside, shot up and in from Burke Nelson. And the foul, so it's now a 7-point game and a chance to make it 6 here if Hastings can put it in. Who's the foul? Oh, that's Keelan drawing his third. Uh-oh. That is not good. And yes, it's a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. 33-27, just underway. Second half, Seb Brunner is uncontested, runs right down the lane until he ran into Jack Nelson. Inside to Hannah, up over the top of Ty Brown, gets his own rebound. Hannah doesn't trust himself, kicks it back out to Borchert. Oh, that was his opportunity. He waited too long till Roosevelt got there. Keelan with a 3, no good. Tip momentarily by Borchert. Now he comes in behind Ty Brown and tried to save it, but could not. Good try. Borchert continues this second half like he's ended the first all over the court.
And that was kind of weird. You saw Hannah miss it and then get his rebound, and then he could have taken the other shot, but he decided to pass.
I think Hannah doesn't feel like he can make a shot.
Charge.
All right, that's a charge on Teton. It's going to go against Burke Nelson, his first. Jackson ball, a little bit of pressure here from Teton. Brunner gets it back to A.J. Fowler. Fowler over the line, just over 7 ago. We're just underway in the third. Jackson 11-point lead already erased. Down to 6. Borchert in the lane. That's off the back of the iron. No good. Keelan out to Brunner. Baseline 3. Too strong. Fowler on the backside. Almost came down with it, but lost it to Burke Nelson. Nelson now for Teton. And his kick out to Caden Hastings, who had a good first half. That's blocked by Hannah. And Jackson ball. Here comes Brunner. Bronx yet to score here in the third. Brunner floats one in, and Ty Brown stole it away. A little bit forced for Hannah. Tyson Brown saw it all the way. Hastings, he forgot to bring his feet with him. And, boy.
They caught that on.
Keelan helped him out there.
I'm not sure he did, but okay.
Gavin Keelan's fourth. Hastings was about ready to fall over anyway.
Yeah.
And Gavin, I guess, got a piece of that's Gavin's fourth. He's got to come out, and it's Palmer Wetzel in for him. Here's Teton, Tyson Brown. Hannah, one-on-one with him. Ty Brown, good move in the lane, left-handed, good. And right now, Ty Brown is getting the better of the Hannah Brown matchup. 33-29. Bronx lead down to 4. Seb Brunner, he'll pop one, and that won't go. Rebound, Teton, jump ball, yeah. Hannah and Jack Nelson both had it, and they'll call that a jump. Arrow favors the Bronx. Palmer Wetzel will inbounds underneath his own basket. Now he wants Brunner to do that work. Brunner watched by Caden Hastings. Jackson has got to have a bucket bad here. Brunner into Borchert to Hannah to Wetzel around the rim to A.J. Fowler. His line drive three, no good. Borchert there with a rebound. Puts it up and in. And without Borchert tonight, Jackson would be in trouble. 5:55 to go in the third. Good drive there by Hastings, but he can't get it to go. Contested by Hannah. Jackson rebound. Here's Wetzel. Palmer pushes it ahead to Borchert. Gets it to Brunner, and the reach in there by Jack Nelson. His second, team second. 5:41 to go, 35-29 Jackson. Wetzel inbounds right in front of his own bench to Brunner, who had Jack Nelson glued to him, but Seb tracks the ball down to the backcourt. Seb gets a screen from Hannah, now picked up by a double team. To AJ, back to Seb. Seb puts a step on Roosevelt to AJ, baseline three, no. And Fowler is as cold as anyone on the Bronx side. Wetzel stole that ball away, pass intended for Burke Nelson, but Palmer steals it. Seb Brunner wide open, Borchert baseline three. That's off the back of the iron. AJ can't handle the rebound. Up to Roosevelt, bounce pass into Ty Brown to the foul.
So Mason.
Could have been Wetzel, could have been Mason. They got to come and get AJ. Yeah, he just cannot hit from three. He's had 2 rebounds go into his hands and come out of his hands. And the inbounds pass to Ty Brown. Roosevelt, he's going to drive the baseline. Up, no good. Brunner stuck with him all the way, but the rebound up and in by Tom Roosevelt. He's been quiet, but he puts that one in. 35-31, a 4-point game.
Yeah, that just really shows Teton's relentlessness, and it's not over until it's over.
They never quit. There's Hannah on Ty Brown. Hannah goes down. Did he turn an ankle?
Not a trip. Oh, no. Okay.
And a timeout. What was the call, though?
Travel.
They gave him a travel,
Okay.
which I just didn't see. It looked like the defender helped him to the ground.
That's what I thought too, but
Yeah, I thought he stepped on the defender's foot or turned an ankle or something, but all right.
I mean, he did go down, so I guess he did travel. I just don't think he traveled.
Yeah, so.
And fell.
Boy.
He fell.
The start to this game, it's just too many starters for Jackson who are not having their A game, and it happens too often. Hannah right now not having his A game. AJ not having an A game. Keelan is not really, although there's so many parts of Keelan's game. When he's not shooting well, he can do other things. Brunner not really hitting from distance, although he does dish the ball.
It's the third period.
It's all Borchert.
We just come out after halftime and we don't play the same way we do during the first half.
Yeah, but it's 16 minutes of the first half. You're halfway through the third. It's been almost 20 minutes, and none of the starting Bronx players are playing ball except for Borchert. I don't know how else to say it. And they've let Teton, who started the game not shooting well, they let him hang around. And that double-digit lead is now 4 for the Bronx, but it is a lead. Teton ball. Inbounds pass coming. And here comes Teton. No pressure dialed up yet by either team, really, as Jack Nelson gets it to Hastings. They play pitch and catch, inside pass. Nice spin move by Burke Nelson. He draws a foul. That's going to be Wetzel, the guilty party. His second, I believe.
Yeah, second.
To the line will go Burke Nelson, the 6'4" junior. 4:34 to go. Burke misses the front end. And you want to be strong on the boards here. Jackson's got to pound it, as the second one, though, is in. No rebound. 35-32, 3-point game. Teton a shot away from tying this. They haven't been in it all night from the start. Brunner to Hannah, or to Connor rather. Owen Connor, bounce pass back to Seb Brunner. Seb Brunner trying to go blow by Roosevelt. He does, feeds Hannah. His shot good, but again he traveled before the shot. Hannah didn't like it. Brunner didn't like it. None of the Bronx faithful liked the call, but
I don't have my glasses on. I can't see well.
Yeah, on that play, it looks like Hannah slammed the ball on the ground before making that shot. So.
Caden Hastings. I'd be surprised if Hastings is 6'2". Here he goes, though, moving on. Borchardt, his layer won't go. The rebound is Burke Nelson, but a foul.
Jump ball.
A jump ball, okay. Arrow favors Teton. Caden Hastings will inbounds here with Borchardt on him. Coach Elliott chats it up here with the ref. I'm not sure what he was looking at. That was a very fast jump ball, though. I'll say that. Ty Brown with it now. Gets it to Hastings. His long three. No. Rebound slapped away by Burke Nelson, but it went right to Borchardt, who got hit in the back. Now, that will be a foul on Jack Nelson. Borchardt feeling stung by that as he reaches around. That's the third on Nelson, by the way. And they'll come in and replace him with Kenton Murdoch, the 6-foot senior. A lot of seniors leadership on this Teton team. There are only 2 juniors on this team. All the rest seniors. One junior we haven't seen yet is Jake Strite. Mason Borchardt to Seb Brunner inside of Borchardt. Borchardt puts a move on Hastings. His pop shot can't get a good roll off that. Hannah loses the rebound to Teton. It's going to be Burke Nelson up ahead to the Kenton Murdoch just in the game. Back to Nelson. Burke, good! And we are tied at 35 all. And this...
Some defensive breakdown there. He was just wide open.
Yeah. A little give and go. Here's Seb Brunner now working on Murdoch. Finally gets Roosevelt off him, and now far side Kana gives it to Hannah. Hannah all the way cross court quickly to one touch to Palmer. Back to Brunner. His shot good, and Seb Brunner. And boy, did Jackson need one. Seb with a 3 to answer. Puts Jackson back up 38-35. Uh-oh, over and back. As that pass went to Roosevelt, but over his head. Thomas tracked it down, but an over and back violation, and Jackson ball. Substitution for Teton. It's going to be Kaufman down low to replace Ty Brown, and it'll be his job to keep Hannah in check. And so far, Hannah has kept himself in check, but Andrew doesn't stay cold for all 32 very often. It just means he'll have a big fourth. Here's Seb Brunner. Watched by Murdoch, over to Palmer Wetzel inside to Hannah. Up and in, Andrew Hannah right on cue. Hannah puts Jackson up 5. Thomas Roosevelt. Brunner watching him, gets it to Murdoch, back to Roosevelt, back to Murdoch. Murdoch gets a screen from Hastings. Step back 3, that's partially blocked by Kana. A big block by Owen gives Jackson the ball. Seb Brunner floats one into Hannah. There he is again. Same play, same result. 42-35. Coach Roosevelt timeout. He wants to talk about what do you do about number 21.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You haven't really seen the whole game. I mean, Jackson has had the lead on the scoreboard, but they haven't really had momentum. As Teton has just been, they've been driving, putting up good shots. They just haven't going. But right there, you kind of felt that Jackson had the momentum, and that was a good timeout by Teton.
Big pushback and a big time for a timeout. Yes, had to do it. We'll be right back. KZ95 Jackson Hole Radio.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Back to the action. Third quarter, 2:10 to play. Jackson took an 11-point lead to the locker room. They've watched that shrink a bit to 7. But the Bronx still in control of this one, playing a good road game against a very tough team to put away. Whose ball is it, Liam? I forget.
Teton's ball.
All right.
It's a timeout.
Teton basketball.
We're going to do a little press.
Jackson is going to dial it up a bit here, and now Brunner will back off as maybe he backed off a little early, and another giveaway. There it is. As Caden Hastings lost the handle, Borchert all over him.
Yeah, Jackson's kind of been beating Teton at their own game. Teton, you said, trying to rely on their speed and quickness and honestly just better athleticism. But Jackson looks like the more athletic team.
Yeah, and Jackson, it's not that they're not athletic, but sometimes you don't want to play into a team's strength, but I don't mind it. Jackson kid is very quick as well. Brunner, long three. This time, no. Rebound, Jack Nelson. He pushes it up to Hastings. Behind the back dribble. Caden Hastings gives it back to Nelson. Long three, front iron, no good. Gets his own rebound, but now loses the handle. Diving for it. Teton keeps it alive. Jack Nelson's shot, no good, but he's fouled. Nelson was out of control there. Threw up a prayer, and he's lucky he got the foul. Well, you just didn't need to foul there, and well, we hold our breath to see who it's on because it's Wetzel's third. Hannah and Keelan both in trouble as Jack Nelson, the senior, has got that one to make it 42-36. So buck and a half to go here in the third. Minute 33, second one coming from Nelson. Teton trying to scratch back in it. It's been Bronx all the way. Nelson makes both, and it's a 5-point game. Wetzel up ahead of Borchert. He's closed off there. That's a block. Yeah, Kaufman as Borchert tried baseline, and Jeremy Kaufman, who I don't think he has a foul yet, said, I'm not going to let that go uncontested, and came over and shut down Borchert, but does draw the hurt. And to the line goes Mason. That's the second on Kaufman. The crowd makes some noise, and that threw Borchert off, I think. 42-37. Mason's second coming here. He's been good from the line tonight. And every one of these big, he's got that. 43-37 substitutions. Caden Hastings back in for Teton. He's been one of their better players. Replaces Kaufman. Ty Brown is in there as well, so Teton staying big with either Kaufman or Brown to try to have an answer for Hannah. Roosevelt hands off to Hastings, back to Roosevelt, give and go, and what a pass by Roosevelt, but what a block by Wetzel. Oh boy. As that ball saved from out of bounds, gets scrambly here. Jack Nelson out to Hastings, three, go!
Unrelenting from Teton. You don't see them slow down.
Good ball movement. Yeah, Teton just all over the court with that. Under a minute to go. Jackson up three. Palmer Wetzel inside to Hannah. Hannah working on Ty Brown. It's been a good matchup, and a pass is intercepted by Hastings. But before that, Hannah had stepped out of bounds. 50 seconds to go. The turnover gives Teton the ball and a chance to tie it. A three will do the job. See what they try here as Jack Nelson gives it to Thomas Roosevelt. Takes a quick look at the clock, hands off to Murdoch. Murdoch, he hands off to Hastings. Hastings, ran into Hannah, says, I don't think so. To Roosevelt, to Hastings, now inside to Ty Brown. He'll try it over Hannah, up and in, and draws the foul on Andrew Hannah. 43-42, chance to tie here with a three-point play. That's Hannah's. Oh, they say it's not on Hannah. Or is that still there for Kaufman? Yeah, it is on Hannah. His third. Keelan's got three. And we're tied at 43 as the big man Jeremy Kaufman puts in the free throw, and with 22 seconds, Mason Borchert, he makes one. He's been quiet since a hot start. Makes it 45-43. Jackson with 12 seconds to go. Nelson out to Murdoch. Oh, the pass to Roosevelt gets away from him. Brunner dives for the ball. Roosevelt has it. And with 3 seconds, the shot from Hastings. He gets hit hard. Rebound to Jackson, and that's solid. And boy, the referees let him play right at the end there. And for all the fouls they called in the first, they were letting a lot of contact go right at the end of the third. We'll take the break. Jackson up 45-43 after 3. We'll be back with a final 8, maybe more after this. You're listening to Bronx Basketball at KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Let's get back to the game.
Start the fourth quarter. Jackson up 45-43. One thing we haven't talked about really is Teton's mental toughness, but one of the reasons that they're never out of a game and they compete so hard is that senior leadership. They have so many seniors. Very poised basketball team. Jackson with the ball up 2. Fowler and Brunner pitch and catch. Now Seb pulls up a dribble to Wetzel. Fowler's three-pointer no good, but Hannah with a rebound. Working on Ty Brown again. Hannah looks up. He'll try. And he's going to walk again on that spin move.
That wasn't even the ref under the basket. That was the ref all the way.
He was way over here, yeah. Well, that was the one time I thought Andrew maybe did pick up his pivot foot. But let's just say Hannah's having a tough time with Ty Brown. And give Brown credit. Andrew not having one of his best games. Step back 3 there from Hastings, and he's got it. Hayden Hastings gives Teton their first lead since the first quarter. I don't know if they ever led in the first.
Nope.
First lead of the game. Brunner with it now. We'll see how Jackson responds. Bronx with not a great third quarter. How do they finish? Here's Mason Borchert. His pop shot in the lane, no good. He left it short. Now wide open is Kenton Murdoch in the other end, up and in. 48-45, Teton up, and somehow Murdoch got lost in transition and just easy layup. Palmer Wetzel inside to Hannah. To Brunner, baseline 3, Borchert. Got it, Mason Borchert, a big one. They needed that, and the timeout called by Coach Elliott. A short one will stay here. And a big shot by Mason Borchert. Tied at 48. And Liam, we said it at the half. We were worried that they were putting everything on Borchert's shoulders, and Mason can handle it. But I need someone else to pick up the load here.
Yeah, you can tell. Andrew Hannah has been certainly trying, but he's been having trouble with Ty Brown and maybe more importantly, the referees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah's not been his normal self. How much of that is due to number 30 for Teton? Ty Brown has done a good job on him, helped out by Jeremy Kaufman as well. Those two seniors have matched up with Hannah and made his life difficult to the point where Hannah has not been the money maker he normally is for Jackson. Seb's been on and off, Keelan on and off a little bit. AJ non-existent. Somebody has got to make big buckets down the stretch. Maybe it is Borchert. It's just, I just hate to see them go back to Mason time and again. How many times can this kid come through? But he leads all scorers on the floor, I'm sure. 48-48 with 6.5 to go in regulation. Thomas Roosevelt hands off to Kenton Murdoch. Murdoch tries the lane on Hannah. That's a mismatch. He'll put up the shot, but he traveled before he got there. Yeah. Murdoch at 6 foot trying to put one over the 6'8 Hannah. That wasn't going to work. Andrew did a good job to keep his hands just straight up, so he did not incur yet another foul. Here's Hannah way outside, and Palmer Wetzel with the drive up and in. Palmer Wetzel showing some quickness. Gives Jackson the lead back. 50-48. Jack Nelson with it now for the Wolves. Tries to drive down that left block, shot up and in. Wetzel was a little bit behind him and couldn't. It just kind of lost his mark there. Tied at 50. Now, this is the kind of game we thought we'd see. Pretty close, even though Jackson had an 11-point lead at the half. Mason Borchert, nice spin move. Left the shot short. Ty Brown with a board. Gives it to Caden Hastings. Hastings, baseline. Nelson, now a shot from the other Nelson, Jack, and that's no good off the front of the rim. Out of bounds, Jackson ball. Brunner trying to get the attention of one of his teammates, but they've all headed into the front court. Here comes Seb with Keelan out there with him, the two guards. Hannah coming way out, but it's Hoosveld who comes out to play him, so they've zoned it up now for Teton. Seb Brunner with a runner in the lane. His shot no good. Hannah rebound. Oh, no, that's partially blocked. I think Brown got a piece of it. And here comes Teton pushing the pace. It's Murdoch, kicks it out. Now it's Nelson drive of the baseline. Shot off and in. Jack Nelson. And Teton up 52-50, just under 5 to go the fourth. Palmer Wetzel to Keelan to Brunner. 2-3 zone for Teton. That could create a matchup for Hannah if he comes out high. Seb Brunner with it now, trying to shake loose of his mark. That's Murdoch on him. Floats one into Keelan, right out to Mason Borchert to Keelan. Gavin looking around. It's got Hannah back top of the key. This will be, or Brunner rather, Brunner with a nice screen from Wetzel. Seb triggers to Keelan. Open look, too short. Rebound goes to Hannah though. Seb Brunner will try top of the key. Good. They give him 3, they do. Seb Brunner with a big bucket, 53-52. Jackson up. Jack Nelson with it. Palmer Wetzel lost him for a moment with a nice Ty Brown pick, but Nelson missed the shot. Rebound Keelan. Pass to Brunner. I think that was intended for Keelan, but Brunner saved him because Gavin was not looking for it. Here's Hannah on Ty Brown. Kick out. Wetzel's open. His 3. No. Off the back of the iron. Rebound Hastings. Caden pushing it for Teton. Jackson back well. The Bronx have not been beat back, but maybe once. Spin move in the lane. And that's a travel on Ty Brown. So what goes one way for Hannah goes the other way for Brown. And they're really looking at the feet, Liam.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that a lot.
The two big men both getting called for travels as they try those spin moves. And if you don't keep that pivot foot locked down, these referees are on it. They're watching your kicks. Brunner bounce pass. Oh, that was a sloppy pass and a steal by Jack Nelson. Up and no good, but the rebound time is Roosevelt. Oh, boy, and Teton takes the lead. Seb Brunner with a little bit of a careless pass, and that allowed the breakaway. And then Seb went to sleep on the rebound, which was there for everybody. Behind the back dribble by Borchert doesn't work. That's stolen away. And here comes Hastings. Caden picks up his dribble, kicks it over to Jack Nelson. Nelson back out to Hastings. Hastings drives. He's contacted hard by Mason Borchert, who might still be stinging about that giveaway at the other end of the court, and he was pretty physical there with Caden Hastings. Second on Borchert. Hastings to the line. Teton up 1, make it 2. 55-53. 2:56 to go in the fourth. Jackson has led all the way except for this thrilling fourth where it's been back and forth. Hastings gives Teton their biggest lead of the afternoon. They're up 3. Timeout, Coach Roosevelt for Teton. We'll stay here on the timeout. Boy, I don't know. You've let momentum swing back the Timberwolves' way, Liam. That's always a bad thing in their gym. It's getting loud.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, it's going to be hard going to the line and hard missing shots because you just got to hear it from them the whole game.
Yeah. I mean, they had this place a lot quieter after the half, but as we worried about, our keys to the game were you got to keep playing against this Teton team because They're made up of second-half comebacks. They've done it all season long. They did it last night and beat Ryrie, erased a double-digit half deficit. They do it again tonight. They just don't quit playing, and Jackson has a habit of not putting teams away. Jackson with an 11-point lead at the half. I've watched that turn the other way to a 3-point Teton lead, 56-53. Jackson ball, but they trail by 3. And Jackson really has not had the triple all night. Outside of Borchard, there's can't think of who you want the ball in the hands of as Seb Runner gets it to Andrew Hanna. Ty Wood out there on him. The pass to Keelan off his hands. Saved by Wetzel. No. Palmer stepped out of bounds at a turnover. And it all started trying to get the ball inside. I don't mind the inside-out game to start the first half, but at this point, the 3 is what's going to tie it for you. Somebody might need to try that. Thomas Roosevelt for Teton drives the right block. Keelan with him in the end there and makes the block. And Roosevelt contested all the way. Brunner was with him for the first part of that, and then Keelan picked him up. Inside pass to Hanna. He lost the handle.
So many mistakes from Jackson.
Yes.
Turnover after
They're just
turnover.
having bad hands right now. They're like nervous. Steal by Jackson. Seth Brunner going to go by himself. The layup up and in. And Jackson's within 1. 56-55 with 2 minutes to go. And yeah, the Bronx seem tight to me. Passes are bouncing off their hands. Shots aren't going. They just seem tight. Jack Nelson deals to Thomas Roosevelt. Roosevelt, big money, loves the spotlight late in the game. Caden Hastings with it now. Gavin Keelan watching. Bounce pass inside to Ty Brown. Bumps with Hanna. Can't get the shot to go. Hanna says, call it on anybody but me. We'll see if he talked him into that. He did. It's going to be on
Palmer Wetzel.
Palmer Wetzel. Palmer's 4th. Ty Brown to the line, and he misses the front end, so a big foul. And Tyson Brown so far doesn't make Jackson pay for it. Teton up 1, try to make it 2 with 1:40 to go. Ty Brown's got that one. 57-55, Teton lead. Jackson ball, Wetzel with it now, playing with 4 fouls. Takes a look over at the bench. Coach Elliott tells him what to do. He's got Roosevelt on him. Wetzel into Hanna. Hanna at the right elbow to Seb Brunner. Brunner's got Hanna cutting, but he doesn't try it, and I don't blame him. Those passes inside just have not clicked. Gavin Keelan with a Euro step, but he forgot to bring the ball with him, and he's going to catch a break here as he got tapped on the arm. That's just the 2nd team foul on
No, that'd be their first
Teton?
this 4th.
1st team foul in the 4th. All right. It's on Thomas Roosevelt. And a turnover, another one. Jackson turns it over. It's Thomas Roosevelt with the ball, and with 1:10 to go, Teton's not going to be in a big hurry here to put one up. They lead 2. Jack Nelson with it. Palmer Wetzel reaches in. Now Brunner on Thomas Roosevelt. He'll try a floater in the lane. Good! And Roosevelt makes it 59-55. Jackson's got to have a sense of urgency here.
Jackson's got to get
Brunner.
a shot here quick.
Over to Wetzel. Handoff to Borchard. Borchard working on Roosevelt. Spin move. Puts up a shot. In and out. No good. Ty Brown with the board. Teton ball with 40 seconds to go. Reach in. Borchard trying to commit a foul, and finally Wetzel does.
That's his 5th.
And Wetzel's done. Hastings to the line. 35 seconds. And a timeout by Coach Elliott as he's going to talk strategy here. 35 seconds. Jackson down 4. Hastings going to the line to shoot 2. Or a 1-on-1. Yeah, 1-on-1. We're still not bonus.
Yeah, Jackson would much prefer it to be in the bonus. I mean, Jackson needs the ball back quick.
Well, as good as Jackson was in the first half, they've been that bad in the second, and Teton's been that good. I don't know. Is it more of have the Bronx collapsed in the final 60 minutes, or has Teton come on that strong?
I think the Bronx have collapsed because you see, like 2 minutes ago, it just like off of Andrew Hanna's foot, like dropping passes, and I mean, you just can't do that if you're going to win games.
They're not getting boards. You throw it up. The first half, they were getting the rebounds and putting them back up. They're not doing that now.
You're right. I don't want to take anything away from the T-Wolves. They hung around. They're coming on, but the Bronx have just kind of self-destructed here in the final 16 minutes. The second half, third quarter wasn't good. Fourth, not much better. And you're right, Liam. It's not just the missed shots. It's the fact that your passes are going off your hands. You can't do that. Can't do that. You got to secure the ball. Here's Teton, a quick foul there. Oh, yes, we're not to the line yet. That's just now the fourth team foul. And the push off, and that's got to be the fifth. Fifth. That's on Harrison Ward, who's out there to just pick up some fouls and play defense. And now he'll come out, Hanna back in. It's Fowler, Borchert, Keelan, Hanna, and Brunner. Starting five out there for Jackson. AJ's out there to do one thing, and he needs to do it. Is that first shot by Ty Brown did everything but go in. 59-55. Down to 34 seconds in regulation. Brown's got that one. And it's Teton up 5. Seb Brunner pushing the pace here. Seb working on his man Nelson. Now out to AJ. His shot no good. Hanna with a rebound. Back out. Top of the key three. Borchert's got it. Mason Borchert. Jackson's within 2. And are we going to do this again? We'll see. 20 seconds to go. This is how the first one went. Buzzer beater. Keelan back on Jackson's court on January 5th. And here we are 2 weeks later. Teton trying to return the favor. Well, if you're Jackson, you got to foul right away. Who does the fouling? Somebody with less than 4, right? You would hope. See if Coach Elliott puts Ward or somebody who doesn't have foul trouble out there just to go out there and do the hacking. It looks like, well, Wetzel's done. Yeah, maybe Berazé.
Looks like he's got Berazé sitting there instead of Hanna.
And Ward look like they're going to come out onto the floor. And either one of those guys, yes.
Yeah, they got both Keelan and Hanna out.
Meanwhile, the bigger question is, if you get the foul, if you get what you want from the line, and that's Teton miss, who from the Bronx is going to hit a big one? It was Keelan back home on Jan 5th, but Gavin hasn't done a lot tonight. Could it be Brunner? Could it be Borchert? Could it be AJ? Would be a good time for his first triple of the game. First things first, you got to foul quickly, and you probably want to foul, if you can, Ty Brown. You see Harrison Ward is right with him. Inbounds pass. They want to get it to Roosevelt, who's a good free throw shooter. They get it to Hastings, and Borchert can't find him. Caden is getting away from everybody. As they get it to Nelson, and Burke Nelson will take the foul. The junior is going to go to the line. And a good job by Caden Hastings to be very elusive. He burned a lot of clock time, 9 seconds off. And it's now 10.7 seconds. Hastings is quick. Everybody on the Jackson team wanted a piece of him, trying to tackle him, and they couldn't get him. Burke Nelson, the junior, to the line. And his first one is no good. So the Bronx right now keeping it a 2-point game. Even a bucket here, and it's still a 1-score game. As Coach Elliott talks things over with Seb. Out comes Ward and Berazé. Back in come the scorers. You got the starting 5. Borchert's out here, but keeping an eye on him is Jack Nelson to the front court. Second from Nelson is good, and it's a 3-point game. Seb Brunner with the ball, and 8 seconds to go. Seb, they want Borchert. Borchert back to Seb. Seb Brunner trying to get loose at Thomas Roosevelt. Over to Mason Borchert. Lost the handle momentarily. The shot at the buzzer, and it's no good. Now the Jackson Bronx just couldn't figure out who they wanted to get the ball to. I think set up for Mason Borchert, but credit the Teton defense. They just would not let Borchert take that game-winning shot at all. And that's how this one will end. Final score, Teton 61. Jackson 58. Tough to beat a team twice in a season like this. These two pretty closely matched teams, Liam.
Yeah. And I mean, Jackson, the thing that really did him on this game was just mistakes. Mistakes. What did he do?
Yeah, a lot of mistakes. It was a combination of just nobody making shots for Jackson. That's been too common of a theme this year. Nobody making shots outside of Mason Borchert. And yes, not putting teams away and really getting a case of the nerves there in the second half as the ball just bounced off of hands too often. To me, that tells the story of the team playing too tight, too nervous on Teton's floor. So the Timberwolves increased their winning streak to 3 games. T-Wolves will improve their overall record to 10-7. Now 5-1 at home, and they'll go on to play South Fremont tomorrow. For the Jackson Bronx, with that loss, this team falls to a bit of a disappointing 3-8 overall. This is not a conference game, so there's no hurt there. But Jackson's got to gear it up for their road game with Evanston coming up this Saturday. We'll take a quick break, wrap it up, and then reload for the girls. When we come back, you're enjoying Bronx basketball on KC95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
We'll come back real quick because we have an opportunity to talk to head coach Sean Shockley of the Jackson girls team. And coach, first thing that we want to talk about is that offensive output last Saturday. How about those girls? 27, 28, what?
We ended up with 28. I mean,
that works.
The sad thing is, Jake, it's not a surprise. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, our kids just get caught up the moment it gets too big at times. I mean, we shoot a lot of basketball. We play a lot of basketball, and sometimes the game itself gets too big for us. But, we're capable of that, and it's the second time we've hit that. And then it's funny, you can feel it happening, and then all of a sudden the girls oh, we want 30, we want 30. And then all of a sudden, every time somebody went to shoot, they're going, we got to get us to 30, and you could just see us shaking, quaking in our boots and going, just stop, just enjoy the moment, live in the moment. It goes in, look at the score, and you might have 30, 35, who knows? But we make it bigger than it needs to be.
Maybe more importantly than the points, and there's nothing more important than points, but this guy pointed out, and Mac pointed out, how well your girls broke the press. They pressed you all game long, Green River did, and what a job by the Lady Bronx to break it. You've been working on it.
Yeah, we have. It was the first time we had composure, and we had spacing, which is the most important thing. And the composure, the spacing allows us to have some composure because they can't. When you reverse the ball, you're always on a 2-on-1. I mean, always. If they're trapping on half the court, once it's gone, it's an overload on the other side. So you have the advantage. All we have to do is be patient and read the right one. And we did a good job of that. I thought our spacing, we passed over the top with good angles. We didn't go into people and try to throw over defensive players that were in the double team. I mean, we did a good job, and I expect us, honestly, this is a team that's going to get after us at 2-2-1 press, if not man-to-man, if not 1-3-1. I mean, it's a very, very good basketball team here. And the whole thing is we have press breakers for it, but do they speed us up or do we stay composed? If we stay composed, we can break anything anybody throws at us. If they don't.
I want to talk about these Teton girls in a second, but first, Zoe and Lucy did a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to scoring. Yeah, they had great games, but the unsung heroes, maybe Mads Holland and Gracie Rosenberg down low, they had their hands full with Desmarais and Moffitt. Moffitt just made hay in the first half, but you made adjustments, number one, and canceled her a little bit in the second half and made Green River shoot outside, which is the bad news is Strauss did.
Yeah, exactly.
But energy also faded in the second half, but you made a lot of good adjustments.
You know, the thing is, we talked to them at halftime, as girls were down 8. Nobody expected that. Green River is the legit. They may be the second best team on our side of the state.
Yeah.
I think that Cody's the number 1 on our side, and it could be Green River who's number 2. Maybe Rock Springs, I don't know. But we had them pretty nervous and uptight that we were competing. We had the ball start second half, had a play drawn up. We didn't execute it. Zoe got a reverse layup. We can't argue with layups. It was a tough shot out with no balance. But, we got to the rim with a chance to cut to 6 right there. Went down, made a stop. Came down, missed a shot. They went down, hit a 3, and then the floodgates kind of opened because they took it from 8 to double digits. Once teams get to relax against us, they tend to shoot pretty well, and that's a bummer.
Well, our fans are going to be treated tonight to being able to see a really good girls basketball game. I'm not sure, or basketball team, not sure what kind of a treat it is for your girls. They say, to be the best, you got to beat the best. You don't get any better playing unless you play the best teams. But is there a point where you're playing a team that's so good, so fast, they do everything? Are you just bewildered and left in the dark, or can you take something from it tonight?
Well, it's if we, like I said, if we will stay composed and with spacing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the skills. We got to realize we got 5 seconds. We can hold the ball. Just let us. We don't have to throw it. I mean, take a 5-second count and stop the ball. Live ball turnovers are disastrous. We have to limit them. They're a very good team. If they're on, it doesn't matter what happens out there. They're going to beat anybody they play when they're on. I mean, they would compete against the top teams in Wyoming too. It doesn't matter. They're really good. But you limit them to 1 shot. You do the little things. All of a sudden, they climb over the back. They get trying too hard, and you never know what can happen. But for us, it's we get to see a style, a team that we'd like to become. I mean, that's what's cool. You get to see what happens when a team is 10 deep, because they have 5 great seniors and 5 really good juniors.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which 10 are on the floor or 5 are on the floor. They're very good. And I talked to their coach earlier about that, going, it must be nice to have the 1st and 3rd best teams in the state, in your own in your own gym each day.
Right.
Knowing that Sugar is probably, if not the best number 2 team, but it's a chance for us just to come out and compete and to believe. We gained a lot knowing that Green River's a good team, and we were right there for a half. And really, it wasn't a 30-point game. They scored a couple things late as well. We made some mistakes, and they kind of got blown open at the end. But, we will do the things that we can do, the best of our ability, and we just have to do whatever the outcome is. It has to be together. We can't. I mean, last year I really felt like we took that approach. We fought all the time. Losing gets old. Showing up every day is hard. As a matter of fact, it's gotten harder because last year everybody's like, oh my gosh, what a story. Nobody's had a minute of varsity time, and kind of like, wow, they still have the courage. We still have a lot of courage to show up because we're not, we're a lot of the same kids, just a little bit better. But these teams are still really good that we're playing. But we have to maintain that attitude that we're going to play 32 minutes, give it everything we have, and at the end of the day, really the score doesn't matter. And then if all of a sudden we find that we win one, that's really going to be a celebration. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Well, no excuses, but please tell those girls that it's ridiculous that just the time that they were born in, the Codys, the Pinedales, the Tetons, these teams they're playing are really, really good. I mean, it's not a mistake. You're not that bad. They're really good.
Yeah. And they've done the things they needed to do in the program. I mean, success breeds success. So they just reload every year right now. We're having a hard time because of that. We have to find a way that when you're losing so many games, that people still come out and say, you know what, the wins and losses doesn't matter. I love the game. I love the teammates. I love our coaches. I love the program. Winning wears, losing wears us out, but we show up every day with hope that we'll get better. And we're the best we can, and we have that attitude most of the time. And a couple times, Star Valley game, we did not. We shot 17 times for the entire game. We shot 8 times in the first 3.5 minutes, 9 times for the next 28 minutes of that game. That's not competing, so.
Right.
So that team's been flushed. We bounced back on Saturday and played hard, and I expect us to come out and do what we can today. I know that they're going to be emotional. They're going to be high. They got a lot to prove right now, and they got a lot to be thankful for. They got a great crowd here, and a team that really deserves a community to follow them. They're very deserving, and I'm just hoping that we embrace that energy and let it work in our favor. Let the emotion be the tough part for them.
I like how your girls are trending. We're starting to see the results on the scoreboard and the stats. Have fun with this one tonight, and I'm looking forward to a physical Evanston team. That's going to be fun Saturday.
Yeah, we've prepared for them, but no matter what, I know they circled this game on the calendar for them too. They're sitting at 0-11, and I guarantee that's the one they put a big star on at home, going, that's where we get one.
Yeah.
And we put the same star on there, going, that's where we're going to have a chance to go get one. So
yeah.
That should be fun too, but we got to get through tonight first.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
Coach Shockley, the girls team, this girls game ready to go here in just a few moments. Take one more quick break, and we'll take a look at the scenes. We didn't wrap up the boys, actually. We'll wrap up the boys really fast. Take a look at these girls after these. KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
A little break here before we get playing with the girls game, and let's pick some MVPs as the Teton Timberwolves. If you're watching us, the ladies celebrating senior night. They got a ton of seniors on the girls team as well. But Liam, who'd you like on the Teton side of the ball? Who impressed you over there?
I'm gonna have to give it to Ty Brown, because he was just able to deal with Andrew Hanna, just putting up shots of his own. Just couldn't ask any more from him.
Man,
I would second that. That's what I was going to say.
We can't all go for Ty Brown.
I know, I'm sorry. That's what I was going to say.
There's no way that even Ty Brown thought before the game started that we would all pick Ty Brown as the MVP of the Timberwolves, but I might have to go with T. Brown too. Jeez. I mean, a thankless task against Hannah, and maybe the best you can hope for if you're Tyson Brown is I'll slow him down a little, but Ty Brown got points. Outplayed Andrew really for the most part. And yeah, I'll go with Tyson Brown as well. For the Jackson Bronx, and that might be an easy one. The top point getter was their best player tonight again. What do you think, Liam?
I mean, this is definitely super duper hard. I can't really think of this one. Maybe, maybe not. Mason Borchardt.
It's agonizing, right?
I know.
Kimmy K, you're going to struggle with this as well?
Well, he was on my mind, but I'm going to say first half, I loved Sub's cool, calm demeanor with the team. So I was like, if we had to pick like 3 stars of the game, I'd put Sub up there too. But yeah, I got to go with Mason.
Yeah, and points don't mean everything. You can get good games out of guys who aren't your point leader, but Mason did it all when no one else seemed to pull a game together, really. If not for Borchardt, this thing would have been way more lopsided than a 3-point game. So, yeah, Mason Borchardt, number 23, you get our MVP of the game for Jackson. We'll be right back and reset pregame for this girls game. Don't miss this. This is going to be real fun. These T-Wolves, fun team to watch. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download YDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by YDOT.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Welcome back to Teton High School as we get set for this showcase primetime matchup. Girls playing the 7:30 slot. That's because Teton's celebrating their senior night tonight, and also because these Lady Timberwolves are that good. They deserve to be in the primetime slot. Monday Night Football for them kind of thing. You put the boys on it Sunday at 1, and girls play Monday night. Yeah, they're good. These Teton Timberwolves, as we said, at the outside of the broadcast, had an 18-0 run to start the season until they were finally tripped up right here at home just a couple of days ago by the Sugar Salem team. I think it was ended up to be a 10-point game. Coach Pat Hogan said it was not our best game. I don't know what happened. We laid an egg, but that makes Teton Timberwolves 18-1. And coming into this game with a 1-game losing streak, but their first loss of the season. This number 1 ranked team of the 3A Mountain Rivers over here in Idaho, these Lady Timberwolves score 60 points a game on average. That's a lot for girls basketball. They give up 37. That's minuscule for basketball. So the numbers, my goodness, is nothing these Timberwolves don't do. And they do it from everywhere, Liam. There's just so many weapons. Reese Coons, the assist steal machine at point guard. She's a 5'10" point guard. 5'10", I mean, she's really good. They have 2 more girls that are 5'10". Cece Martinez, the 5'10" senior. Alyssa Kaufman, the 5'10" junior. So they can bring tons of twin tower, triple tower stuff, play the down low game. They can play fast. Gracie Hogan, the guard, is 5'7" senior. She dishes the ball, assists and steals from Gracie Hogan. Morgan Johnson, the 3-ball specialist, the senior guard, is 5'7", averaging 8 a game. Just on and on. Kaya Richardson, and maybe the best girl you'll see on the floor tonight. I want you to watch. She has come on like you can't believe. She's not a senior. Abigail Barkdale. Abby Barkdale is one of the best post-up. You know, Mason Borchert, you saw a lot of his shots of that turnaround jumper, that little turnaround 10-foot, 12-foot jumper, nothing but net. That's Abby Barkdale, the 5'8" junior. She's specializes in that. She's scoring a dozen a game, and most of those are those little post-up spin moves, left, right, pop shot, 10-footer, net. She's unreal, and I don't know what you do if you're Coach Shockley other than you didn't sleep at all last night, having nightmares about this team. But some good things. Grayson Rosenberg, we talked about how she played down low last Saturday, didn't pick up a ton of fouls, but played strong in the paint. Mads Hollins, both of those two can usually be found down low, and they'll have their hands full with 3 girls that are 5'10" on Teton, but expect a big game out of Holland and Rosenberg. They'll have to be good defensively, and Zoe Bosch and Lucy Webb are going to have to score. They're going to have to get help. What do you think final score? Liam, you surprised me last time. You were like 17 for the girls. They ended up putting up 28. I thought you were way on the over with 17, but maybe you know something.
Well, I mean, you got to start scoring eventually. You can't just never, ever score. But, I mean, final score for this game, Teton's at home. It is senior night.
Yeah.
I think what happens is the score doesn't tell the whole story. Kind of like last game. Jackson, they didn't really lose that game. I mean, sure, on paper they didn't win.
Yeah, it was
but
close.
They definitely didn't really lose because, you know, they scored the season high. We're playing, honestly, pretty well. So I don't see that as much of a loss. And I think tonight tells much of the same story.
So, in other words, you're You're saying don't worry about the final score, though. These girls are going to give us an effort. I don't know how you. Hopefully they can build on Saturday's effort. That was their best outing in a long time.
Yeah.
But I just feel they're going to hit the brick wall tonight on the road against this powerhouse of a team. It is literally the Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Wizards. Or what is that team the Trotters used to play all the time and
I don't even know.
beat the heck out of them?
I just remember. But, you got to look at our girls. They got to know how great Teton is. So maybe they can come in and just play loose and fun and in a way play their best. They won't have that nervous energy or like, oh, I'm afraid. That they just go out and play. Like, they're going to kill us, so let's just go play.
And everything you do tonight and everything that happens to you tonight, you got to be thinking, you know what? It's the best team we're going to see all year, and Saturday is the worst team we're going to see all year. So let's
go
not,
play hard, prepare. Think about that. Prepare yourself. I mean, we could win Saturday.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can't get ahead of yourselves and think about that, but it has to be in your mind. Even if you're down big in this one, keep it in your mind that hey, this team is really good, and that's okay. If we could just give one of our best efforts tonight on the road, it's going to go a long way toward, again, building towards that Saturday matchup with Evanston, with both those girls' teams are going to be looking for their first win of the year, and that'll be a fun one. But yeah, we'll see how she goes. I got keys to the game. We'll do it right after this break. Pre-game show. Girls coming up here in just a bit. You're enjoying Bronx basketball, KZ95 on the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Back courtside, Teton High School. Lady Bronx, Lady Timberwolves set to get it going here in just a couple of minutes. Keys to the game. Don't get discouraged. That's my number one thing. You're not going to win this. I will say that, but that doesn't mean anything. You could make it a moral victory. You can say, hey, let's not lose by more than 20. I don't know, but don't get discouraged. You know you're playing a really great team. Just get out there and do what you can. Second key to the game, weather the early storm. It's senior night for this team. It's their court, their floor. They're going to start their best. They're seniors. You're not going to see their juniors to start the game like you did back on January 5th in Jackson. So weather that early storm. Don't get buried right off the get-go in the first 2 minutes. And finally, limit second chances. This team's going to hit a bunch of their shots, meaning Teton, when they miss, take advantage of that and get the rebound. Limit how many times you let Teton touch the ball after a missed shot. There are not going to be many misses. Key to the game for you, Leon, what do you think? What's going to help these Lady Bronx?
Yeah, I think just the moral, it's got to be high. You can't really just give up so early because, I mean, you know that Teton's a good team. Maybe one of the best teams you'll play all year. And, I mean, you can't just give up.
Yep, set manageable goals for yourself, and yeah, just try to do that. We'll let the girls introduce themselves. This player introduction is brought to you by Young Life, where they're all about teens.
Ashlyn Chamberlain, sophomore. Marlo Strickland, sophomore. Youngwood Young Garcia, junior. Melanie Yettel, senior. Zoe Bosch, sophomore. Allison Burchup, junior. Camila Ramirez, sophomore. Sophia Vasquez, sophomore. Lucy Webb, junior. Miranda Rhodes, senior. Gracie Rosenberg, senior. Mads Holland, Jr. Sean Oliver, Jr. Hayden Block, sophomore. Real Merriman, sophomore. Pat Ankeny, junior. Harley Lommel, sophomore.
I forgot what a good game Allison Burcham had last week. She was really good as well. Bosch, Webb, and Burcham were really good for the Lady Bronx. They were fun. We're getting ready to go here, and you think we'll get a Pledge of Allegiance or a national anthem?
Well, it's 50-50. You can bet on it.
Well,
Liam with Mr. Obvious
I would think with the band over there, even though they're not there right now, that they should be playing the national anthem, but it's empty over there. So I'm going to go with either nothing or we're going to go back to just the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right. Well, we'll find out as we're just about ready to tap this. Jackson, of course, in their home blacks, trimmed in orange and gray, and Teton in their home whites, trimmed in that maroon. And I'm excited.
They don't have a Mads Holland to sing like we do.
I guess I should be careful of a quote taken out of context, but I'm excited to see these high school girls. These Lady T-Wolves are so good. See them dropping the flag. Again, it's senior night for
They're going to turn off the
Teton.
lights.
Oh, they're going to do it up, huh?
Yeah, I saw they had a spotlight going. I don't know where it is, but it's coming.
Okay. Teton's senior night. They've got a bunch of seniors. Reese Coons, Morgan Johnson,
Do they have
Grace
more than
Hogan,
5?
Kaya Richardson. They sure do. Melissa Bagley, Cece Martinez, all their seniors. And they got a good support cast of juniors as
We
well.
already did the national anthem. We're not doing it. I mean, the pledge.
Zoe Bosch getting the start for the Jackson Bronx. She's the team leader in scoring. Bosch is with a little over 6 points a game. Lucy Webb second in scoring with 2 points a game. Mads Holland, Raina Rhodes, and Gracie Rosenberg rounding out your starting 5 for the visiting Jackson Bronx. And now the hometown team.
We got the 90s Bulls introduction.
Yeah. Grace Hogan averaging 9 points a game. Reese Coons, the 5'10 senior, averaging almost 14 a game. Some of these numbers are going to sound crazy. Abby Barkdale, the junior, actually getting a start there. That's surprising. 12 points a game. Morgan Johnson, the 5'7 senior, averaging 8 a game. I didn't see who that last girl was.
Cece Martinez, 33.
Cece Martinez averaging 2 a game. So they do start one junior, if my records are correct. Barkdale, I think, is a 5'8 junior, but senior, junior doesn't really matter. Like we talked about for Coach Hogan, they can go 2 deep at every position. Very deep bench. As we get ready to tap here, it's going to be Cece Martinez to do the honors, number 33. Teton moving right to left on your YouTube channel. She's going to tap it with Grace Hogan. Grayson, a senior, so senior on senior. Grayson's got some size. She's got to be at least 5'10", right? If Cece's 5'10".
She's tall.
Yeah. Jackson missed her all last year out with injury. Great to have her back. Here's the tap, and it's won by Grayson Rosenberg. Bronx will start. Holland dishes to Zoe Bosch, who wastes no time trying to work on Grace Hogan. Hogan and Coons, watch out. They steal the ball a bunch from you. They got busy hands. Out to Zoe Bosch. Bosch with a little left-handed shot. She left it short, and the rebound to Abby Barkdale, and here comes Teton. It's Grace Hogan with it now. Kick out to Morgan Johnson. Over to Reese Coons, now back out. Grace Hogan with a 3, and she hits it. 3-0 Teton. Good look, good ball movement to get that look, and here's a little bit of pressure here. Bronx trying to break it. Pass intended for Grayson Rosenberg, but off the mark as Lucy Webb had the right idea. Rosenberg was open, the pass just not there. Grace Hogan with it now across the line for Teton. Just underway, 3-0 T-Wolves. And, oh, nice move by Reese Coons. Little stutter step. She had some steps to give there. 5-0. A minute in. Lucy Webb across the line near side. Martinez thought about reaching in, won't. Now the pass from Webb goes off the foot of Martinez and right to the hands of her teammate Abby Barkdale. Grace Hogan inside pass to Coons and a reach in foul on Jackson. We'll see who's the guilty party. Mads is looking real guilty. It wasn't her.
It was not her.
Sorry, Mads. That wasn't you. Zoe Bosch. No, Lucy Webb, her first. Inbounds pass coming to Morgan Johnson. She'll try another three off the front of the rim. No good. Barkdale with a rebound. Right back to Johnson. Inside to Reese Coons. Turnaround jumper in the paint. No good. And the rebound, Raina Rhodes. Rhodes with it for Jackson. Down 5-0. Just a minute and a half in. Zoe Bosch had a great game last Saturday at home. Bosch, thought about a pads to Mads, but she did not do it. Good thing. Morgan Johnson was going to pick it off. Pass inside to Grayson Rosenberg in the corner. Now out to Mads Holland. Long three. That's off. And Reese Coons with a rebound for Teton. Reese will slow it down. Swing it to Hogan. She's too wide open. Nobody on her, but can't get the shot. Barkdale gives a second opportunity. Out to Hogan. Her pass inside through the hands of Coons, but she saves it momentarily. Now Martinez is tangled up with Lucy Webb. Jump ball?
Jump ball. And it looks like
Jackson ball on the arrow, and no.
Teton
ball on the arrow. Morgan Johnson will inbounds. The 5'7" senior averages 8 a game. Oops, and the referee gave it to Shockley, and Sean said, "I'll take a shot from here," but wait a minute. Johnson inbounds to Hogan. Gracie Hogan walks it. She's watched by Webb. That far elbow now. A pass to Johnson. She'll try the baseline three. Too strong. Rebound on the back door was Zoe Bosch. Zoe will push the pace. Loses the handle momentarily. Picks back up her dribble. And now kick out to Lucy Webb. Webb, top of the key. Lucy to nearby Grayson Rosenberg in the elbow. Her pass inside to Mads Hollins. Almost picked off by Coons. Saved by Webb. And out to Grayson. Now her pass to Zoe Bosch is stolen by Grace Hogan. Here comes Teton on the turnover. Hogan, far side. She'll try a jumper over Rhodes. No good. And Teton missed it a few early. Here comes Lucy Webb with a rebound. 1-on-2, but she'll go herself. Left-hander is good. And the Lady Bronx with a nice start here. Look out the other end. It's Barkdale with a layup. She can't get it to go, but she is
fouled, I think.
Hit by somebody. She'll go to the line. That's Rosenberg, her first, team second. Barkdale to the line, 67% free throw shooter. Abby's first is through. It is 6-2. 5:03 to go. Decent start by the Lady Bronx. They're not getting the doors blown off anyway. And they got points. Well, I'm saying they're right there. Barkdale makes both, and it's 7-2. And now Abby will check out. She's replaced by, I'm not sure who came in for her.
22.
Thank you. Cadence Hansen, the junior, 5'5" junior. Here comes Zoe Bosch. 5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Jackson down 7-2. Zoe working on Gracie Hogan. Hogan got a little handsy there, and she's going to pick up the foul. But the luxury of having 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" guards. We're not even talking about Coons, who plays kind of a swing at 5'10". Here's Raina Rhodes. As we're seeing our first look at Allison Burcham in the game now for the Lady Bronx. Zoe Bosch hands off to Lucy Webb. There's Hogan with that reach in. Steals it away, but Webb will go get it, and she's allowed to track it back into the backcourt since it's off of Johnson. Now Allison Burcham across the timeline by herself, dribbling. Bertram did a lot of dribbling across the line in Saturday's game, too. I like her game. Bertram with it now. Cece Martinez out to meet her. And Cece might have knocked down Mads Holland. Somebody did.
Well, that would be Cece did.
And it is Martinez, her first, team second. Substitutions, Rosenberg back in, and we get our first look at Herrero for Jackson. Lady Bronx with the ball. They trail by 5, 7-2. Grayson Rosenberg. Reese Kuntz watching her. Rosenberg back to Lucy Webb. Webb guarded by Johnson. Lucy pulls up her dribble and that finds Allison Bertram on Martinez. I like this matchup. I think Bertram's quicker, and she does drive to the baseline. Out to Herrero. Now back to Bosch. She'll let a 3 go. Good! Zoe. She called glass. I heard it from here, Liam.
I don't know what you're hearing, man, because I didn't hear anything.
7 of 5 of that 3, and foul on Rosenberg, her second. She, maybe not. No,
11.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Herrera.
Melanie Hierro picks up the foul. It'll send Kuntz to the line, a 57% free throw shooter. 7-5.
Speaking of Rosenberg and fouls, you can't afford to lose her because she's your just tallest player, and she's going to be able to contain the inside.
She's super important. Teton's got size. They got a lot of length everywhere. Kuntz misses the back end, so it's 8-5. Out of bounds, Jackson ball. Zoe Bosch will trigger in right in front of the cheerleaders for Teton. Bosch will inbounds to Lucy Webb, and now those two will bring it up across the line. No pressure here, but now comes Teton looking to double team any chance they get. Webb gets it back to Bosch, so he weaves her way through traffic, puts up a shot, and a great idea. Couldn't get it to go. Kuntz rebound up ahead to Morgan Johnson. Johnson will wait for help, now finds the cutting Reese Kuntz. Her shot no good, but it's Rosenberg who got a piece of her. Gracie thought she had her hands up over her own head, but might have been reaching out a little. Her second quickly, and what can you do? You just can't let Reese have that one uncontested.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a foul or it's a free 2 points.
Yes.
It's pretty hard.
Yep, it is. And maybe later in the game you don't foul because you want to stay in the game. Early, you're just trying to play defense and see what the refs are calling, and they're calling it. Out comes Webb, and Raina Rhodes in for her. Cece Martinez will take a seat for Teton as Kuntz missed the front end. Still 8-5, 3:25 to go. Kuntz gets the second. It's 9-5. Jackson ball, no pressure here as Zoe Bosch will bring it up. But Grace Hogan, or Morgan Johnson, no, it is Gracie Hogan, ready to meet her. Hand off to Hierro, Melanie Hierro to Allison Bertram. Good ball movement here. Rhodes back to Hierro. I like the passing here by Jackson. Quick. Bad pass to Rosenberg, but she picks it up. Kuntz reach in, pokes it away. Now you can go get that ball if you're Rosenberg. She does, and Bertram helps her out. Gets it to Rhodes. Raina Rhodes, she's pestered by Morgan Johnson at a timeout by Shockley.
Oh, good.
Good idea. Got a little scrambly there, and you don't want to spoil this start. It's been a good start for the Lady Bronx. And if you're the hometown T-Wolves and you're supposed to be all that on senior night, you're letting a team that hasn't won in about 3 years play right with you for a while here. It's 9-5. 2:55 to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just kind of a lookover game because Jackson's just kind of undervalued.
Maybe. Maybe. And we'll see. I mean, depending who Coach Hogan puts out on the floor, how quickly he goes to his juniors will tell you how important he thinks this one is, as he keeps a lot of those seniors out there. Barkdole, the only junior on the floor, I believe, as he has all starters out there. He's just not quite happy with his girls settling in yet. This is Zoe Bosch, reach in. And what's the patting of the head foul there?
There might have been a shot clock violation.
Yeah, too much time of, it didn't seem like a whole 5 seconds, but the turnover on the time violation, Bosch didn't make a basketball move with it. And there's Morgan Johnson from 3. That's good. And a good ball movement by Teton. They get the open look, and Johnson drills it. It's 12-5 Timberwolves. Zoe Bosch directs traffic over the line, picked up by Hogan. Gets it to Hierro, over to Burcham. Allison Burcham being watched by Hanson. Out to Grayson Rosenberg. Her pass intended for Rhodes is picked off, and here comes Grace Hogan for the T-Wolves. What a move behind Hierro, and what a pass to Abby Reese.
Teton turning it around now.
Reese Coons, wow. That was a nice fast break, just under 2 to go, 14-5. Burcham, nice cut there by Rhodes, but she lost the handle. It'll be Jackson ball. Last touch by Teton. Barkdahl checks out for the Timberwolves. Martinez back in there. Hanson. There's Lucy Webb gets an open look. Her shot just misses, but the right idea. Reese Coons with the rebound, pushes it up ahead to Hogan. Hogan inside. Nice shot by Hanson. Can't get it to go. Rebound Coons is in. The board and the bucket by Reese Coons. And it's 16-5. Teton with a bucket and a half to go here in the first. Lucy Webb, watched by Grace Hogan, to Burcham. Burcham with Hanson on her, out to Grayson Rosenberg. Grayson gives it to Kat Ankeny. First look at seeing Ankeny. Burcham over to Kat. Ankeny watched by Martinez. Kat gives it to Webb out top of the key, and swiping the ball away is Grace Hogan with the steal. Reese Coons following up on the play. Her shot no good. Rebound Hogan pulls it down, gets it to Coons, and she gets the shot on the foul. Reese Coons makes it 18-5, and she'll go to the line with just under a minute.
Yeah, Jackson has had trouble just rebounding so far.
I mean, they are, other than Rosenberg, there's not a Lady Bronc that's in the vicinity, in the neighborhood of Coons, who's 5'10", Martinez, who's 5'10". The shot missed. Rebound Teton. Rhodes hits the deck, and that's a common occurrence, and she's going to get the foul. Boy. Reyna.
Okay.
She's on the floor and gets the foul. Great little tap pass by Martinez. Long three from Johnson. No good. Rebound Jackson. And Holland comes down with it. Got it to Rhodes, and I think she got fouled right away. She did. Foul on Teton. Just there. Both teams now with 5. Foul is on Cadence Hanson, her first. 42 seconds to go in the opening period. Lucy Webb wide open. She'll try the 3. Does not draw iron, out of bounds. Teton ball. Good open look. Got to hit those shots. Lucy just came up a little short. Jackson down 13 here, as they back into half court D, and here comes the 2 guards for Teton. Grace Hogan with it. Wants somebody cutting baseline. That somebody is Hanson. Hanson, good bounce pass inside to Kuhn. She's going to go against a triple team. No good. Martinez rebound. Her putback won't go. The Jackson Bronx with a rebound. Holland and Rosenberg both came down with it. Mad said, I'll let you have it, Grayson. Here come the Bronx. Last shot, maybe. Down to 8 seconds. Pass to Webb off her hands. Martinez up ahead to a wide open Hogan. Her layup up and in, and that's how the first quarter will end. 20-5. Teton leads this one. We'll be right back with the second quarter. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Well, I'm taking a look down at the bench as Coach Shockley draws one up. Kat Ankeny's body language is, I want to be anywhere but here. And Harley Rommel is working the gum like she wants to take off the warm-ups and get in there. That's Rommel, right? I think she's...
Which one far left?
Chopping away at the gum. I want to see Harley, too. I didn't see her Saturday.
Yeah.
She's got a way of bringing some energy.
Yeah, I think if you're Jackson, you just got to get as many people in this game as you can.
Yeah. Get them game experience. As we go to the second quarter, Teton, maybe a little bit of a sluggish start, but they've been all that so far. We'll see how quickly Coach Hogan goes to the juniors and the bench players, and it almost doesn't matter. We talked about even the girls off the bench are pretty darn good, and we will see some new faces. Clara Niekamp, her first action, the junior, is out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. You just got two really good teams on this Teton roster.
Yeah. Their practices must be something else, because...
Oh, that'd be nice to be able to practice that way, though.
Right.
You
Good
know what I mean?
inside pass to Holland, who was wide open, but as the pass being made, a foul on Teton, and that's going to be on Niekamp, who's just in the game. Inbounds coming here from Zoe Bosch. Ooh, she thought about Holland, said, no, safer passes to Rhodes. Here's Reyna. Bounce pass to Holland. Open look. She'll put one up. Just misses. Now the rebound goes to Clara Niekamp. Niekamp pushes the pace. Hands off to Abby Barkdale. Now to Reese Coons. Coons kicks it out to Niekamp, who will direct traffic. She is the up-and-coming point guard for this team. Niekamp is. Rebound tapped around. Finally goes into the hands of Coons, and she is a beast down low as she puts in the rebound.
I mean, if you're Jackson, you just got to get that rebound.
Boy, it's not easy. You block out one, and there's still one or two more that get in there and get rebounds for Teton. Here's Lucy Webb with it now. Watched closely by Abby Barkdale. Pass picked off by Reese Kuntz. 2-on-1 coming. Kuntz up ahead to Barkdale. Left-handed layer. No good, but she's fouled by Lucy Webb. That'll send Barkdale to the line. Is 67% free throw shooter. Already 3 on Webb. And Coach Shockley is made aware by the assistant coach that that's 3 on Webb. And has not, he has made the decision to get Hero in there to replace Lucy. Just under 7 to go in the second quarter. Teton 22, Jackson 5. Second one from the line, no good by Barkdale, but she'll get her own rebound. Abby watched closely by Hero to Coons, now to a wide open Hansen. She'll let it fly, no good, but rebound Coons. Reese Coons having a game. Triple team gets it to an open Abby Barkdale, who hits it.
This is just the importance of rebounds.
Yeah.
They've just been giving Teton way too many second chance shots and open looks and just defensive breakdowns.
Cannot give the team this good that many looks. Mads Hollins, Martinez on her. Good pass into Hero. Kicks it out to Reyna Rhodes. Rhodes puts a nice move on Hansen. Lost her for a moment. Now Rosenberg with it. To Mads Hollins. She forces Martinez out of the way. And Cece drew one. She kind of gets up smiling. But it is the charge on Holland, her first. Good job by Cece to set her feet. She comes out momentarily. Coons finally takes a break. And Teton comes up court with Niekamp and Hansen, the 2 guards. Here's Niekamp. Clara finds baseline. Abby Barkdale up and in. And Barkdale, the junior, is on some kind of heater this season. Coach Hogan said, watch her. Barkdale, the junior, is maybe my best shooter.
Well, everyone is his best shooter.
They're all his best shooter. It's true. They all hit. But, yeah, he said Abby's game is just really coming on. Is that a foul on
No.
Burcham?
Jump.
Okay.
Jump. She was trying to say that she got slapped, but.
Niekamp and Hansen to the backcourt. Niekamp takes a quick look back at Coach Hogan and now dishes here near side. Elbow to Johnson. Morgan back to Niekamp. She'll drive the right side. Block. Her shot too strong. Off the back of the iron. Rosenberg will tie up with Niekamp. Arrow favors Jackson this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zoe Bosch will inbounds. 5.5 to go in the half. 27-5. I must have missed a point. There we go. 27-5. Teton lead. Bosch working on Nijkamp. Blows by her, but picks up a triple team. That shot almost goes. Rebound Teton. Bertram got knocked down in the wash. Johnson up ahead to Abby Barkdill, and a nice pass there to Grace Hogan, who puts the left-handed layup in and the foul. Rosenberg, is she the guilty party? She'll get the block.
I believe 3.
And, yeah, I don't, you know, Cody, maybe Cheyenne East are two teams that I think might be as good on the rush. What do you call it in hockey? You call it the rush. There's Hogan with a long 3, rattles in and out. Rosenberg with a board. She goes sky high, pulls it down. 29-5. Yeah, Teton's so good at the fast break. Just their passing, just identifying the open player. Here's a steal, and Nijkamp coming the other way for the T-Wolves. Up ahead to Hansen, who saves it from going out of bounds, but only momentarily. Holland with it now. Her pass is picked off by Johnson. Up underneath to Abby Barkdill. Her shot no good. Rebound Rosenberg. Gracie's having a good game under the boards, but they need 3 of Grayson's. Zoe with it now. Good pick from Bertram. Inside to Mads Hollins. Mads keeps that right foot, pivot foot down, gets it to Hierro. Hierro watched by Abby Barkdill, who reaches in, taps it away. And now the steal by Cadence Hansen. Up ahead looking for Johnson, who trips, or Nijkamp rather. Or no, that was Johnson.
We're going to give it
she
to
got
Mads.
Tripped up by Mads Hollins, her second, team 4th.
Yeah, I mean, just like in the boys' game, Jackson's just been struggling with turnovers.
Yeah. Too many turnovers. Teton has a way of making that happen. They have really good ball stealers. Inbounds coming far side right in front of the cheer squad. It's Johnson into Nijkamp to Hogan to Johnson and Nijkamp around the horn. Now inside of Martinez. She was coming out. And the pass just too tall for Cece. Looked like she was coming out from that post, and pass was where she was instead of where she was headed. Jackson ball with 4 minutes to go. Rhodes to Hierro to Bertram. Bertram puts a move on Hogan. Picks up her dribble now to Raina Rhodes. Raina trying to get baseline, but cannot get by Nijkamp. Pass to Bertram. Her shot won't go. Rebound Nijkamp. Clara Nijkamp pushes it up far side elbow here. Meets her there. Wide open. Grace Hogan. She'll try it. No good. Rebound comes right back out to Grace. Tapped to her by, I believe, Martinez. Another wide open look. Morgan Johnson. Good. And that's a 3. From the baseline, and they got 2 girls, Johnson and Hogan, who can destroy you from deep if you don't come out and challenge that shot. Hierro being watched by Abby Barkdill. Now bounce pass to Holland, stolen away by Morgan Johnson. She'll go in, uncontested layer, good. 34-5, and Teton running with it now. Timeout, Coach Sean Chalkley wants to stop the bleeding. We'll go as well. The score, Teton 34, Jackson 5. We're 3:08 to go in the half. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95 of the Jackson Hole Radio.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. Black team has it. White team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Bronx on their march toward a state championship.
KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Dynamite going boom a little too often for Teton right now. And if you're the Lady Bronx, whew, just over 3 to go. Jackson with the ball, trailing 34-5. Zoe Bosch with it now, with Hogan bothering her. Now to Bertram. To Rhodes, gets it to Zoe Bosch. She made a move without the ball, and it was tipped away there by Morgan Johnson, but out of bounds. It'll be Jackson ball. Substitution, Coons back in the game for Abby Barkto. And so, boy, you sit one star and another one comes in. Coons is having a strong start to this one. Bosch looking around, finds Hierro. Reese Coons did not play a whole bunch in that first matchup between these two teams as Coach Hogan went with mainly the juniors here. Cece Martinez scoops up the loose change, and the layup up and in, and a chance for a three-point play as she's fouled on the way there.
Yeah, I mean, Teton is just such a, versatile team. They can attack you from the three-point, they can attack you from inside, and they can draw fouls.
Yeah, and that's what I like about that. I really would love to see them play Cody or Sheridan or East. They definitely match up with them because they can play any style of game. They can shoot from distance. They'll play down low if you want to play big. And they steal, get points in transition. Martinez hits that one, 37-5. We're going to sound like Teton announcers by the time it's all done, but I am awed by the Timberwolf team, and there's a little late foul getting called there finally on Zoe Bosch, who turned it over with a bad pass and then kind of put her a bear hug on, and that's going to be Zoe's first. She earned it.
And Teton's in the bonus.
To the line is Grace Hogan, the 5'7" senior, 72% free throw shooter, leads all Teton girls from the stripe. And jinxed her. She's short with her first. 2:27 to go in the second. Feature game tonight is the girls because it's Teton's senior night, and the second from Hogan is in. 38-5. Jackson ball. Raina Rhodes inbounds to Zoe Bosch. See if Zoe's got her temper in check now. She's watched by Morgan Johnson. Zoe hands off to Allison Burcham. Burcham closely guarded by Grace Hogan. Hogan wants that ball, takes it. Grayson Hogan has a little bit of help now. She'll pull up and wait for more. Far side, court side of Morgan Johnson. Good with a long two.
Yeah, before the game, I said that you had to just kind of take the ball out of Teton's hands, and they have not done that.
No. Zoe with it now for Jackson, down to under 2 to go, and Mads bumped hard by Reese, no call. Burcham passed to nobody except for the Teton Timberwolves team poster under the basket.
Maybe she was going for a shot.
Possibly, yeah, she might have got bumped there. Here's Clara Niekamp. Niekamp over to Grace Hogan from distance. Good, and that's a three. Hogan makes it 43-5 with 1:30 to go in the half. And Teton doing everything they want to now after a little bit of a slow start. Zoe Bosch trying to get by Morgan Johnson. Can't do it. Stolen away. Niekamp, she'll go by herself. Look out from behind. Bosch. And it was not uncontested. Zoe managed not to commit the foul, though, but the layup was made. Jackson ball, we're down to about a minute. Burcham pop-up shot in the lane, just short. Cece Martinez with the rebound. Cece, long-legged, works it down the right block. Ankeny picks her up. Now it's out to Hogan. Long three, top of the key, rattles in and out. Rebound by Zoe Bosch. Zoe with the ball now, 45 seconds. And the whole crowd wanted that Hogan shot to go. Bosch's pass tipped and stolen away. Here comes Clara Niekamp. Nice feed to the open Morgan Johnson. And see what I mean? This team on the fast break just beautifully done. As Niekamp, the junior, recognizing she's got a wide open Morgan Johnson. Fed her, and there it was. Down to 20. 47-5, Teton stolen away from Bosch. Now girls hit the floor, and up with it is Grace Hogan. Hogan behind the back pass to Morgan Johnson, who finishes, and the crowd loves it. Getting treated to a real show, floor show now. Zoe Bosch, got to look at the clock, Zoe. Not much time, 2 seconds. Burcham, no way. Sheaves one, no. Can't get it. And, well, these Lady Bronx know they're in one now. Man, it's a thankless task. I wouldn't want to be out on the floor against this Teton team.
Yeah, Teton's such a well-rounded team. They have like no flaws.
They really don't. They're so good. We told you the numbers, and the numbers do not lie. We're seeing it with our own eyes. Teton Timberwolves lead this one at the half, 49-5. We'll be back at Talk halftime show right after these words. You're enjoying Bronx basketball at KC95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000. 733-6000.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Criminy. Yikes. Gads. What else? What other words can we say on the radio to describe this one?
I mean, it's just, I kind of, it's hard to put it into words how this game is going.
That's your job, Liam. Find
hard.
some words for us. I mean, you can take consolation in a beatdown when you get to see a Teton team, and that's what I thought coming in. That's why I'm talking up the Timberwolves so much, is I thought, even if our girls kind of get left in the dust in this one, that the upside is we're going to get to see a really good basketball team on the other side. And Teton's fun to watch, and I'm telling you, for these Lady Bronx, don't hang your head, because seriously, you were born in the wrong time to be sophomores and juniors right now. You just happen to be matched up with a dynasty of a team in Teton. The Cody Phillies are ridiculous. Sheridan and Cheyenne East are both loaded, stacked. Even when you step down in conference and think maybe you can have a little break, you get Pinedale and you got Elon Bowers. I mean, it just happens to be 2024, and every girls team, it seems, is really, 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 really good. Except for maybe Star Valley and Evanston. And Star Valley's decent. Evanston is nasty to play against. Wait till you see them Saturday. But yeah, it's tough. It's not the Bronx are that bad. They're not good enough yet. It's just the teams they're playing are that good, and Teton is that good.
I mean, yeah, it's just not fun to just get beat a lot. Like when I was playing football all throughout my middle school, we didn't win until my 8th grade year, and it's just not fun getting blown out all these times. Yeah.
Right. And what I was trying to get Coach Shockley to say that I'm not sure he admitted to, but Liam, when you're playing teams that beat you that are just a little bit better than you, okay, you can lose and you can learn. You can say, all right, I can do this better, I can do that better. What about when you're playing teams that are so much better than you? They're just boy, is there any learning from that? Or when you play someone who's so good?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to say, because, I mean, every game you're getting better. Every time you put in the work, you obviously just get a little better every day, and that just mounts up over time. But when you're just kind of getting beat up and you're not really able to get that many points and just get opportunities to show your skills, I mean, are you getting better?
It's hard in a game like this, because Teton just doesn't allow you even to get started. So if you're the Lady Bronx and you can say, all right, I'm gonna make this move, that pass, and she gets that shot, and she just misses. Okay, we learned some stuff from that. But it doesn't even get to that. It gets to, I make one dribble and Reese Kuhn steals the ball from me. I make one dribble and Grace Hogan steals the ball from me. Like, I don't know. But Teton, really good. And our girls, I'll just go back to last Saturday, and that game, boy, they played a great, great game against a good Green River team. That's a B+ team, those Lady Wolves. And the Bronx played a great game. So maybe our ladies are holding a little something out for Saturday against Evanston. Can't wait for that. But right now, things not going the way on the scoreboard for the Lady Bronx at the half. As you can see, if you're watching us on the YouTubes, it's 49-5. And Jackson started out hanging. It was 9-5, I remember. And then look out. Teton just got in a groove. So far, who do you like for the Jackson Bronx?
Well, honestly, I got to give it to Zoe Bosch because I feel like she's kind of just hanging in there.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's hanging in there, but her more specifically.
Sometimes, when no one else wants the ball or is experienced enough to, it's Zoe, and it's so cool to see her doing this as a sophomore. That is great. Lucy Webb's a junior. Rhodes is a senior, Rosenberg a senior, so it's great to see a sophomore Zoe Bosch. You got 2 more years with her after this, and she's already really cool as a point guard. Their best ball handler, and on some nights, she's the one bringing it, like puts the team at her back, so that's good to see. And that'll have payoff next year and the year following. I want to see Harley and Hayden in the game. That's Block and Rommel. Throw somebody, Shayla, Nava, give these girls a chance. And then I'll be interested to see what Coach Hogan does on the Teton side of things, whether he eases off a little bit here. I know it's senior night, but he's got a lot of bench players that could get some time if he wanted. And he has been sprinkling them in. It's just they're almost as good as the starters. Kimmy K, you got some stats for us? Or are you busy texting your friends?
I'm not texting my friends. I'm looking up something. I remember a high school basketball game score, I believe, ended 99-0.
Oh, my goodness.
And it made it on Jimmy Fallon Late Show.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Hogan, Pat Hogan for Teton, he's not that kind of coach. He's not going to press and keep starters in there. He knows what he's up against with this Lady Bronx team. You saw it last couple weeks ago on January 5th when they played the Lady Bronx in Jackson. He started mostly all juniors, started the bench players. He knows. I was a little surprised to see Green River going all out last Saturday. Remember that, Liam? They were like 3-court pressing us all game long and had their starters in all game.
Yeah, they just kept 3-court pressing, and I mean, Jackson did a good job breaking the press, which was good to see, obviously. And Jackson also did a good job that game, kind of shutting down the 3-point, but then Green River started attacking inside, and after they started attacking inside, they just went back to the 3.
We'll come right back and get this third quarter start of the score. Once again at the half, it's going all Teton's way. 49-5 Teton over the Lady Bronx here at the half. Coming back with the third quarter, you're enjoying Bronx basketball on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local while staying at the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, or 49er Inn and Suites. With the best entertainment, dining, shopping, bars, and brews all in walking distance, you'll never want to leave. Call 1-800-4-TETONS or find them on the web at townsquareinns.com.
Hey, I'm Allie Lane from Jackson Hole Young Life. Do you remember what it's like to be a teenager? It can be really tough trying to navigate sports, academics, relationships with family and friends, not to mention the added stress of social media, phones, and screen time. Young Life believes that every teen deserves to know that they are loved and their story matters. Young Life leaders enter the world of teens, focusing on what matters to them: fun, adventure, friendship, and a sense of significance. If you love teenagers as much as we do, there's more info at our website, jacksonhole.younglife.org, to learn more.
Back to the live action. Jackson Bronx doing the girls second in this one. Hopefully that hasn't thrown you off. The girls getting the 7:30 time slot here. Playing after the boys. It's senior night for these Lady T-Wolves, and they are treating the crowd to a fun one. They have been super good, really polished. And not only is it senior night, these girls want to show out for the hometown crowd, but they also might have a little chip on their shoulder, Liam. Their first and only loss of the season just a few nights ago right here, Sugar Salem. So the poor Lady Bronx have to step up and deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're kind of on a roll and then you get knocked down, the best thing you do is get back up.
Yeah, and you get back up kind of mad if you're the T-Wolves, and look out, it's the Lady Bronx who are in their way. They just happen to be the next victim on the schedule. So senior night, playing at the 7:30 time slot at home after a loss here. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons Teton has to play hard in this one. They will put out that starting five, it looks like, the T-Wolves, and I imagine they'll get a little bit here in the third, and that's probably the end of what we'll see of Coons and Hogan and some of them.
Is there a limit when there's a running clock?
I'm not sure. I don't even know the rules of real basketball, much less high school. That's become evident. That's why Liam's here. Zoe Bosch with a good look. Her shot just misses. Boy, so close. Reese Coons with the rebound. Coons gets it over to Gracie Hogan to Coons, all the way far side of Morgan Johnson. She's deadly from deep, and she got caught carrying. And a turnover for the Bronx. They got the ball. 49-5, just underway in the third.
Yeah, I think what you touched on earlier was the mercy rule, and I think the mercy rule might be 50, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
That sounds right, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
We're never even going to get there. These Lady Bronx are going to make a push. Raina Rhodes with it now. Bounce pass to Holland, top of the key. Back to Rhodes. Raina over the top of Morgan Johnson, cross court. That goes into the hands of Zoe Bosch. A lot of traffic in the lane, and Coons got a piece of Bosch's shot to block it into the hands of Grace Hogan. Hogan drives all by herself. Left hand, no. Reese Coons with the follow-up, though, and that's up and in. 51-5, first points of the third, and it took a minute to get there. Lucy Webb to Raina Rhodes. Raina bounce pass corner to Grayson Rosenberg. Now to Holland, back to Raina. She's got the look. Yeah, got to shoot that, Raina. And it goes. Raina Rhodes with an open look, and that's three. Yes. I like that. They're laying off for Raina because she doesn't shoot enough. I don't blame you if you're Teton. You just don't come out and cover her. Raina noticed it, though, and said, I'm taking it.
Good rebound, Mads.
Two misses underneath, and Holland with a board. Jackson starting the third strong here. Nothing to lose. They're playing like a team with nothing to lose. Raina gets knocked down. And I'm sorry, love tap from Grace Hogan. Raina will inbounds, or Zoe will inbounds. 6:17 to go. Jackson with a big three from Rhodes. Here she is with the ball now. And a little closer coverage as that 2-3 zone, or that 2-1-2. There's an open Zoe Bosch, a catch and shoot, but can't get it to go. But the right idea, she was wide open. Grace Hogan pulls up her dribble. Now inside to Coons, didn't get there. Mads Holland stole it. And Mads feeds Lucy Webb, pushes it ahead to Zoe. Oh, she looked at the last minute for that ball. Cross court, wide open Rhodes. Step jab. Jab step, she'll give it back to Lucy Webb. Rhodes again, Hogan watching her.
Oh, Lucy's wide open.
Rosenberg around the horn. Holland will take a long three, well short. Rebound into the hands of Kaya Richardson, I believe, who's out there now. No, that's Edelyn Hansen, sorry. Morgan Johnson with it now. Gets a screen, hands off to Reese Coons. Coons watched by Rosenberg, who tripped over somebody and then fell into Coons, and Reese Coons now up and in. How many tries does she get at the basket? She usually only needs one, but if you give her two, that's just not fair. And Rosenberg got tripped up there. I'm glad it was like an ankle turner. Oh, pass airmailed over the head of Lucy Webb. I don't know who Zoe just had too much on that pass. Timeout called by Coach Shockley, and we'll go as well. The score 53-8. Teton with 5 to go in the third. Back for more. We're KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
High Country Linen Service has grown with its state-of-the-art facility to be the premier rental service for linens, uniforms, and entry mats. High Country Linen also provides wholesale janitorial supplies, paper products, and earth-friendly cleaning supplies to Jackson Hole, Teton Valley, and beyond. Call 733-2638 or come see us at 355 North Glenwood. On the web at highcountrylinen.com.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
For Jackson Hole Radio, Jake Nichols, Liam McPeak, Kimmy K here bringing you all the courtside action. Teton High School, Driggs, Idaho. If you joining us late, boys, earlier, a disappointing loss. They dropped that game to Teton, lost by 3. In a game they led all the way in the first half. It was all Jackson and then all Teton of the second half. The Timberwolves held home court advantage with the win. Meanwhile, these Lady T-Wolves have been all over our girls. 53-8 so far. Jackson ball, and it's Zoe Bosch. Guarded by Morgan Johnson. Lost the handle, stolen away. Grace Hogan on another steal, another giveaway. Pass inside to a wide open Hanson. Adeline misses, but who followed on the rebound? I didn't even see.
I think everyone was just around her, but the ball went straight back to her.
Hanson got her own rebound, 55-8. Adeline Hanson, a freshman, by the way. In there for Teton, another steal. Morgan Johnson, pass inside to Hanson, up, no good. Her shot, the rebound goes into Lucy Webb. Webb will push the pace, but she's 1-on-4. Teton, a good job of getting back. Now a bounce pass to Mance Holland. She tries to move on Hanson. Look out, backdoor steal, but no. And Lucy Webb with a shot that's just short. Rebound, Martinez. She'll hand it back to Grace Hogan. Teton wide open. Reese Coons can't leave her that open. Bam. She hits the 3. It's 58-8, a 50-point lead. There's that 50. We'll see if they run the clock. 3:45 to go in the third. Zoe Bosch with it. Morgan Johnson picks her up at the logo. Bosch, oh, she found a cutting Webb back door, but Cece Martinez read the pass, steals it away. 2-on-1 break. Cece will go by herself, up and in. And Zoe Bosch will draw the foul as she hits the deck. And the thankless task of trying to defend the 5'10 Martinez if you're Zoe, and you get knocked down for all your trouble. Bosch always looks like she is about as worn out as it gets as she comes back to talk to Coach Shockley. Ankeny, Burcham, and Hierro in there to replace Rosenberg, Holland, and Rhodes. Meanwhile, Martinez at the line. CC, a 27% free throw shooter. Lowest on the team, but she had one earlier. This rattles in and out. Burcham with a rebound for Jackson. Allison Burcham tries to dribble by Martinez. Does, but then it's stolen away by Cadence Hanson. Hanson with it now. Good move on Hierro. Now kick out to Clara Nijkamp. Far side. Nijkamp gets it back. Tries the right block. Up and in. Clara Nijkamp. The 5'2 junior showing a little bit of speed there.
Yeah, it looks like the Mercer rule isn't 50 because clock stopped on that foul.
3 minutes to go. Zoe Bosch left-hand dribble. Lost it off her own foot. No. I'm going to say Martinez might have had something to do with that. CC checks out. Checking in for the first time is Alyssa Kaufman. Don't remember her being in yet, but another big down low, the 5'10 junior. Bosch looking for somebody open. Finally finds Burcham. She'll take a shot up over the top of Adeline Hanson, but can't get it to go. Rebound Teton. Here they come. Clara Nijkamp Zoe Bosch on her. Nightcap in trouble. Bounce pass stolen away by Lucy Webb, who saw that coming. And a good job by Webb to help out as Zoe Bosch had her player trapped there. Nightcap, desperation Nightcap bounce pass, and Webb read that right. Good basketball IQ to steal it, but Jackson ball now. Zoe Webb pulls the dribble and gives it to Melanie Hierro. Lost the handle, but that one off of Teton, so you can go over and back. Now to Webb, who almost took steps. The shot no good by Burcham. Rebound Teton. Cadence Hansen. Hansen, she'll drive the left lane. And she got hurt on the way there. Who picks it up? Maybe Burcham with the push. Second team foul on Jackson.
It looks like it'll be Hierro, and that's her third.
Hierro, her third. Meanwhile, rebound Burcham off the missed shot, and here comes the Lady Bronx. 62-8 with just over 2 to go in the third. Zoe Bosch, the reach in there by Clara Nijkamp, doing everything she can to take this ball, and now she's going to get whistled for the reach in. Nijkamp was pestering Bosch, and Clara looked guilty as can be. Nice pass there to Webb. Webb working on Hansen. Gives it to Hierro. Hierro baseline drive, got a screen. Now she's double teamed. She's in trouble.
Oh.
Melanie looking to get rid of it. It's knocked out of bounds off Teton. I think it was off Cadence Hansen. Jackson ball.
Yeah, it's a smart play like there. It looked like she kind of spiked the ball kind of at the defender.
Yeah, that's something. That's a high IQ basketball move. You see the boys do that a lot. Out comes Webb, in comes Raina Rhodes. 1:49 to go, 62-8. Jackson trails Zoe Bosch. Way up top, she's got Rhodes, doesn't see her, gives it to Burcham. Burcham puts a move on the freshman. Nice reverse layer, won't go. Sorry, that was a move on Kaufman, the junior. Here's Nijkamp with it. Zoe Bosch watches her carefully. Nijkamp, but she got caught with the up and down. She left her feet, but whoa, wait a minute. The foul's going to save her. Yeah.
Zoe.
It's on
no, Raina.
Raina Rhodes. Lucy Webb checking in for Bosch, who does not sit very often and not for long. But Zoe with a break for the rest of this quarter, you would think. Inbounds pass intended for Kaufman, gets away from everybody and goes out of bounds. Jackson ball. Bronx have it. Lucy Webb will inbounds on that far side into Raina Rhodes. You got no Zoe Bosch here, so who's the point guard who wants to handle the ball? As Burcham gives it to Webb, wide open look. Lucy Webb with 3. Big time shot. Good job of the Bronx. Good ball movement. Lucy was wide open. Nijkamp gets it to Gracie Kincaid into the game for the first time. Clara Nijkamp go blazing down the right lane. Can't get the shot, but the rebound up and in for Teton. There's just too many tall bodies in there for the Timberwolves. Lucy Webb, under a minute to go now. Hierro to Burcham. Burcham guarded by the freshman Adeline Hansen. Burcham going to drive herself, and her layup no good.
I like Jackson continually shooting. They're not just holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
They're not getting it turned over. They just keep shooting.
Good point, Liam. I like it too. Abby Barkto with a shot, no good. That's off the hands of, I thought, Ankeny, but they're going to say no. Hansen touched it last, so Jackson ball. 35 seconds. You're right, Liam. They continue to play. They continue to shoot. And getting some good shots off. Hierro with it now. Near side, Burcham on the elbow. Burcham puts a move on the freshman. Now runs right to the rim. Her shot no good. Again, that's that aggressiveness you were just talking about, Liam. I like it. Almost. Dozen seconds remaining in the third. Pass into Hansen. Hansen wanted to hand it off to Barkto. Now gives it inside to Kaufman. Her shot, no. But backdoor rebound, and now pulled away by Webb. And Hierro takes the loose ball. Hierro up to Lucy Webb, and time runs out. But Jackson, a better third quarter there. They weren't outscored by a bunch. 64-11 after 3. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes of this one on KZ95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
He runs across, goes to the red part of the section. Black team has it. White team is not playing people down like they did before. Oh, it looks like they're lining up to do something. And shoots, and boom goes the dynamite. Oh, he's gonna get more than one shot. Oh, shooting again. And the dynamite does not go boom that time.
Play-by-play is hard. So is Jackson Hole Real Estate. Get a pro. McPeak Group proudly supporting the Bronx on their march toward a state championship.
We move to the fourth. It's Teton 64, Jackson 11. Again, the Lady Bronx with a thankless task of facing a machine in the T-Wolves, who senior night playing after a disappointing loss, playing in front of the hometown crowd, playing at the 7:30 time slot. You can take your pick. A lot of reasons for Teton to bring it tonight, and they are. They average 60 points a game. They already have 64. We got 8 minutes to go. Zoe Bosch with it, back in the game now for Jackson. Bosch to Hero, top of the key. Melanie puts a spin move on Grace Hogan. Or Gracie Kincaid, rather. Raina Rhodes, nice moves, drives the lane, kick out to Hero. That's the right basketball play, like it.
Nice job.
Bosch got shut off on her drive to the rim, gives it to Hero. Melanie needs help here, finds Grayson Rosenberg. Grayson to a wide open Rhodes. Oh, I was waiting for her to launch that one, but
we're not used to the shot clock.
Clock is running, even though there is no play, so it looks like the miss rule is in effect now.
All right.
And that was the shot clock. They have 35 seconds to shoot it.
It can't be.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, I think in Idaho you have a shot clock, but in Wyoming you don't.
That
so you gotta play by their rules.
And in. Yeah, I know they have a shot clock over here, but I thought when you play a Wyoming team, they don't do that. So, yeah, that's something the girls aren't used to seeing. Here's Zoe Bosch, watched by Grace Hogan. Hogan reaches in and causes the tie-up. All right, then. That's what the tap of the head does. I would say I learn something every day, but I learn something like every hour. There's so many things I don't know. 6.5 to go with the ball now is Clara Nijkamp. The juniors looked really fast from the guard. She's really slashes to the rim when she wants to. Now we're seeing a lot of the bench players. Gracie Kincaid. And we get a foul here by away from the ball push off. It's going to be on 44? No, 45. That makes more sense. Kaufman picks up her first. Team fifth. Bosch with it now, just over 6 to go. Zoe across the line. Man-to-man defense pass intended for Rosenberg. I liked it. Trying to float one to Grayson, who did get a little bit of a separation with Kaufman, who was on her, but the pass just off the mark. And now here comes the starters again, right? We saw a little bit of the bench, a little bit of a break for Jackson, but here comes those seniors again as Johnson inbounds to Hogan. Grace Hogan met by Zoe Bosch. Handoff to Cadence Hansen. Hansen with a pick from Martinez, puts it up too short, but the rebound Teton, and that's Morgan Johnson with the putback to make it 68-11. Bosch is Teton manning up now. Pass inside, intended for Rose. No way. Wasn't going to get there. Coons picked it off. Up ahead to Grace Hogan. Hogan cross court to Morgan Johnson. Drives baseline. Bosch picks her up nicely, though. Reese Coons with Rosenberg on her, just kicks it back out. Long three from Grace Hogan. No good. Out of bounds off the hands of Coons, I believe. Jackson ball. No, they're going to say Mads Holland got a piece of it. Teton ball. Burcham checks in for Rhodes. Webb coming in for Hierro, I might guess. No,
Nope.
Zoe. Giving Zoe a little break, try to keep her fresh for Evanston. Okay.
Sounds good.
Inbounds coming for Teton into Coons. She got away from Grayson Rosenberg. Lost her for just a second. That's all it takes for Reese. She puts it up and in. 4:15 to go. 70-11. Teton. That pass intended for Grayson Rosenberg. Didn't get there. It's Coons with the pick. And there's that fast break pass. But the finish wasn't there as Cadence Hansen missed the left-handed layup. Plus a foul on Hansen. Her second. Jackson ball, 3:50 to go. They trail 70-11. Melanie Hierro gives it to Lucy Webb. Look out from behind. Stolen away. Grace Hogan. She'll go by herself. Left-handed layup is good. And points off transition, points off a steal. Leah May's Lady Bronx just not taking care of the ball. Coach Shockley said, just slow the game down. It's never that as fast as you think it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just hard to stay in this game. You're down, what, 60, 61? Like, it's kind of demoralizing, but that was one of the keys to the game was just don't get discouraged. You got to keep fighting. I mean, this team is, like, probably one of the best you're going to face. You just got to keep going. This is kind of like a learning experience.
And when Zoe's not in there, you don't have your ball handler dribbler. It comes down to Lucy Webb, who's not quite the dribbler that Zoe is, and she just didn't see that coming from behind. And, I mean, Teton's always coming after you, and we talked about it before the game. Reese Kuntz is a big stealer for this team. Grace Hogan, they both up top 10 in steals in the Mountain River Conference. And Morgan Johnson, another stealer. So they got three players that just reach in and want to take that ball from you all the time. You never have a breath and never have a moment. 3:36 to go, 72-11. Not much more to prove here for Teton. I think we've seen enough of the show. But they'll send out, again, their seniors on senior night. And here comes the Jackson Bronx. Lucy Webb working on Morgan Johnson. Webb picks up her dribble and now in trouble. Tries to feed Ankeny down low, but Reese Coons is down there, and Coons covers a lot of territory with her arm reach. Her arm span is just, if you're going to pass it down low and Reese is on the court, it's not easy. And Cece Martinez done for the night, gets a big hug from Coach Hogan. Just over 3 to go. Webb looking to trigger in, does so to Herrera, but that's over her head. Stolen away by Grace Hogan. Hogan working on Melanie. Right-handed layer is good. These Teton girls don't often miss layups either. If it's a gimme, they make it. Holland got hit by that ball. That pass went through her hands and hit her right in the head, and now Reese Coons picks up the loose change. Just as I say, Teton doesn't miss layups, Coons does, but Morgan Johnson is there to pick up the loose change. It's in. Ooh, 2.5 to go. Lucy Webb. Holland looks okay. Yeah, Mads is fine. Zoe getting ready to check back out. Oh, nice pass back door. Holland, good. And that's a nice play. Beautiful pass. Who made that pass? Webb?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
beautiful
just
pass.
Exactly what you want to see.
But the answer is there. Morgan Johnson, who is their three-ball specialist, hits the triple, and it's 79-13. But, yeah, that was a nice pass. Webb to Holland, and Holland put it right up and in. Lucy, over to Allison Burcham. Burcham watched by Hansen. To Hierro. Melanie Hierro almost had it stolen away. Now picks up her dribble up and in. Beautiful play by Melanie Hierro, who went from almost giving it up to, I'm going to take this right to the rack. And with 1:42 to go, what's that? Timeout?
It looked like the Teton called the timeout right before that three was taken.
79-15, timeout. We'll stay here. It's been all T-Wolves. Coach Hogan with a hug for Reese Kuntz, so I wonder if her night is over. It'll be sad, bittersweet to see these seniors go for the Timberwolves. Boy, they've had great careers over here. But they're still unfinished business for Teton. They're going to play for state in a couple of weeks. They're ahead of the schedule as far as what we're playing in Wyoming. These girls play 2 more regular season games, and then they hit postseason. They started their season in early November, and they'll be wrapped up by early February. And we wish them the best of luck in heading for state in Idaho. Here's the T-Wolves. Clara Niekamp, the junior, works it to Cadence Hansen. Back to Niekamp. Niekamp on Zoe Bosch. Gets a nice screen. Now kick out. That's a good give and go. The shot up by Gracie Kincaid. No good. Rebound, Abby Barkdell. And that's in. 81-15 with 1:20 to go. Zoe Bosch, watched by Clara Niekamp. Try to find that backdoor baseline cut by Lucy Webb, but it's over the top of her, out of bounds. Gracie Kincaid brings it up for Teton. Lady T-Wolves now with under a minute to play, and that ball gets loose and off the hands of Cadence Hansen, the junior, out of bounds. Jackson ball, running clock with the lopsided score 81-15. Zoe watched by Clara Niekamp. Bosch has it stolen away by Cadence Hansen. She'll go by herself. Right-handed layup is good. 83-15, 25 seconds. Zoe Bosch for Jackson. Girls would like to end it on a high note here if they could find one last bucket. Bosch pushing and shoving with Clara Niekamp on that far side, and ball out of bounds right in front of the Bongos player. Jackson ball down to 8 seconds. 7. You got to hurry up here. There's the inbounds to Ankeny. Cat double team, gets it to Webb in the backcourt, and I don't know if they'll get a shot up. They do. And Allison Burcham can't get it to go. This one's going to be a final. The score, Teton 83, Jackson 15. We'll be right back to wrap things up real quick after these words. You're enjoying Bronx basketball on KC95, the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming's roads and highways just as much as it does on the basketball court. Always know road conditions before you head out. Visit wyoroad.info, download YDOT's 511 app, or call 511 for current conditions. Buckle up every trip, every time, and put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. Finally, never drink and drive, not even a little, because buzz driving is drunk driving. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Let's get back to the live action on KC95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Well, the live action's wrapped up, and we're going to wrap it up. Let's go quickly to our MVPs of the game, beginning with the hometown Teton Timberwolves. Kimmy K, who'd you like best on the Lady T-Wolf side of things?
Coons.
Reese Coons? Yeah, yep. Monster game. I mean, pick them. Maybe you get picked amongst any 5, 6, 7 Teton players, but Coons was real good. Liam, who'd you like?
Yeah, I can't agree more. I think Coons just was stealing them, making the shots. All around doing great.
I'd pick the whole darn team, but I'll go Barkdale just to be different. Abby had a good game. They all had a great game, but Reese Kuntz, yeah, just taking over a game. I don't know who matches up with her on any team. How do you stop Reese Kuntz? For the Jackson Bronx, you know, Zoe Bosch always brings it. Yeah, I don't know. Liam, you go first. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think Zoe Bosch, because, I mean, she's kind of the glue that holds this team together. When she wasn't on the court, we really didn't see as many explosive plays.
Yeah, good point. Kimmy K, Zoe's your girl, or who?
Yeah, I'd probably say Zoe. I mean, I like some of the Matt's rebounds. Grayson played out there hard. Raina was giving it all. I mean, a lot of them did. Melanie there at the end, but I have to say Zoe overall.
I'll go Melanie here, just because we saw a lot of floor time off her. Melanie had a lot of playing time, did get a big bucket all by herself, and yeah, I'll go here. But yeah, it's kind of how we thought this one would go. Lopsided win for Teton. 83-15, the final. We'll wrap it up. Next time we'll see you will be Saturday on the road, Evanston, and looking forward to that one. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols alongside Liam McPeak, Kimmy K. We'll see you Saturday from Driggs, Idaho. Good night.